tempos, and the wind's that strong that it'll take the ball across.
Thanks, Dipper. Kangaroos go to the left. Jakovic has got Carey. Kingsley picked up by McIntosh. Reed's on Bell early. So this should be a really top-class game between two of the powerhouses in the competition. Two teams who, between them, at stages in the 90s, have had a period of domination. West Coast have got 2 premierships to show for it, and the Kangaroos the 1.
Bellotti is rucking, and Mainwaring has started on the bench for the West Coast Eagles, Bruce.
So Bellotti has been pretty good. He's an unfashionable player, but he's effective.
He's got a jump.
McKernan with him. McKernan and a Bellotti. Jones in there. Over the top, White. Must carry some confidence after his performance here a couple of weeks ago. Kemp, little toe poke coming there from Harvey. Kick around the corner from Cousins. Gets it to almost 50. Simpson getting back. He's been a huge improver. Had a very good season when North went top in 1996. Didn't miss a game that year, and seems to be back bigger, better than ever. What about the bench for West Coast, Dipper?
Rintoul, Embley, Simmons, and Mainwaring, of course.
So boundary throw in out his side. Bellotti trying to work his way in front. McKernan swatted at the ball, missed it. Falls in front. Simpson couldn't control it. Going through McKenna, taken front on. Dragged downhill to him. Interesting, Mainwaring on the bench. Would you start him on the ground, Dougie, after all this time?
Well, I probably let the pace of the game go away, Dennis. I think Mick Midas is very good in that, and a very good judge in that area, and I just think he's doing the right thing. Let the pace go out of the game, and maybe even midway through that second quarter, give Chris his first run.
The nervous wait continues for Chris. So bounce outside the attacking 50. No ruckman went at the ball. Mitchell White did. Played it along in front. McKernan dives in. Archer is in there too. And another whistle. So as you'd expect, tight and tough to start.
Yeah, a couple of matchups here. Anthony Stevens on Ben Cousins, as Bruce mentioned. Morrison playing half-back on Grant. Byron Pickett's got the big job on Phil Matera. And Guy McKenna playing on Winston Abraham.
Bellotti, number 45, props in front. McKernan dispatches him immediately. Braun may not have had the ball. Very scrambly out there. Stevens hand passes towards the boundary line. Simpson keeps it in. No, he does not.
I think he was pretty happy in the end. He didn't have too far to go. Now, what about the Kangaroos? Who's on the bench, Dipper?
Well, Bruce, we have Scotty Welsh, Mark Roberts, Matthew Capiano, and Gary Durkay.
So good mix there. So Mark Roberts, like Chris Mainwaring, his wait hasn't been as long, but he's also sitting it out, waiting for his first chance in 99. Banfield, Cousins. It's a really strong breeze here today. It's going to be difficult. Archer belts it forward in that haphazard fashion that has been a trademark of the Kangaroos in recent years. They back themselves one-on-one. Carey's handball didn't go anywhere. We're Punda's handball to a pack, and again a ball up.
Often the way, isn't it? You boost a game up, it's going to be terrific, and it starts like this. The pressure's enormous, and it's a scramble. The players sensing a sense of occasion as well.
McKernan and Bellotti. Bellotti worked him under the ball, and Morrison came in. Quick kick forward by Clayton, gets it inside 50, bouncing ball. Chance here for Abraham, and he's normally clever. Was well done. I think it was Reed at the back, forced him, and Abraham, as good as he is, wasn't able to get any angle on the footy. He was happy just to toe poke it towards the line. It's a behind. Yeah,
you're certainly right there, Dennis. The big build up for this big game. It is a super game, it will be, no doubt about that. But I think once someone gets a goal, or 1 or 2 quick goals, I think the game will settle down. The players will find the right tempo of the game.
Terrific by Philip Reed there. He determined the angle on that kick to shape the body of Abraham. Kangaroos with the first score. Short one comes in. This is Bellotti in the back pocket. Got it from McIntosh. Long probing kick around the outer side, almost to McCartney. Follows up with courage. Slaps it out, looking for Kingsley. He's got the run of it around the outer side. Well played, young man. Banfield, though, got in the road to Bellotti. Looping hand pass over the top where Punda let it bounce, feeds it off to Banfield. Banfield got it across to Braun. He slipped over, but not before he got it to Kemp. Back to Banfield. Banfield outside the 50. Mitchell White now hooks it down towards full forward. No chance of a score. Harvey gets back, headed by King. And the dash is away. David King, a 4th bounce. Well shepherded, a 5th bounce. It's still going. King up towards the wing. Feeds it to Stevens. Sold him into trouble. Coming hard was Bellotti. McKernan gets it across to Martin. Martin kicks down towards centre half forward. Reed propped in front. Jakovic let it bounce. The hand pass untidy. As a result, a chance for Kingsley. About 55 metres out to Bell. Bell hit Kingsley. Across it comes, picked up by Banfield. Lucky for the Eagles, Banfield clears the zone, kicking down towards half forward.
Kemp with it, normally constructive, good kick to Jones, who's got it. Well, I reckon Dennis will be pretty upset with North Melbourne or the Kangaroos at half forward. They had the chance to build it forward in a hurry, creating a bit of a paddock, and West Coast has rebounded effectively.
You just think there, Bruce, with David King coming forward, he's had 5 bounces. I think he's probably better kicking the ball along the handball. And they've got Anthony Stevens absolutely pole-like. So when you're coming forward, you've got probably kicking the ball 50 metres out of your defence.
Saw Jones, I think he debuted here last year against the Swans. He's a good player. He's 35 metres out. He's pushed it a bit. It's going to be a difficult day for kicking goals, and missed.
In fairness to King here, Doug, it's very breezy down here, and on the wing which he was running into, is running into a very strong breeze, so he just wanted to use the ball back in the middle, but unfortunately that hand pass went to a player who was standing still.
Pickett there. Quite stark dipper down there, not quite the same atmosphere as the Swans games, but it'll build. Kick wide, looking for Harvey, bouncing ball. Braun, very good. Jakovic, handball was okay, very good to Jones. Must step inside, does. Carey's got him, ran him down, it was a good play. King getting a handle, uses Pickett. Good play again. One bounce, and then measures the kick towards centre wing. Scholl pulls Grant out. Ball at the front. Jakovic sits and waits. Scholl able to take it off him. Little kick around the body. Cousins so clean. Lovely handball to Morrison. Back to Cousins. Wonderful start. Cousins 60 metres out. Gives it all he's got to the goal square. Pike worked under it by Kemp, was clever. Ball in the left forward pocket. Throw in. We're starting to build now.
Certainly are, Bruce. Now it's brilliant play by Ben Cousins and Michael Braun, who just done an absolutely beautiful spin out of enormous pressure there. Ben Cousins, the old 1-2, and probably could have done a little better then. Maybe could have had a shot for goal. Looked like just trying to centre the ball. Could have had a shot for the big sticks then. 5
possessions to Drew Banfield already. Fuster clean possession at close quarters, trying to get it across to Philip Matera. Stolen away by the defence though. Driven towards the outer side by Archer. Coming through was Kingsley. Bellotti worked out of it by McKernan. Socket off the ground by McIntosh down towards half forward. Clayton's in front. Just falls to the ground. The ball out of bounds. Clayton very good last week. There's McIntosh. Clayton particularly in the second term. North needed to get back into it. He was a catalyst. McKernan up in front. Fell at their feet again. Morrison lays it off. Kemp measures the hand pass. Timed the release well. Williams 35 metres out. Was missed.
Well, just 2 important touches there for Dean Kemp. The pass a bit before over to Jones was a terrific pass. Great vision by him. And again, Dean Kemp with great hands. Martin Pike, a big job on Dean Kemp today for Martin Pike.
So Archer to lead now for Pickett. He's kicked it way out in front of him. He's given him a task one way or the other. Can he get there? I don't think so. I think it's out before he touched it. Oh, he touched it, did he? Well, it was close, but it looked out from here. But, well, Archer made the effort and is rewarded. So it's a boundary throw in. McKernan front spot, laid it down to King. Well done there by Jones to put the pressure on him. Archer just tried to take Jones on. He was reasonably effective. Bellotti couldn't really get a handle on it. And Grant runs it out. So no goals here. We've been playing about 9 minutes of footy. West Coast 2 behind, and the Kangaroos 1. McKernan read it best. A quick kick towards Carey. Carey just caught underneath it. Well done there by Metropolis to hold his ground. Scholl's got a bit of a chance here. Looks up, Carey was short. Decides to go hard and long. Will Abraham have a run at the back? He didn't quite. Well done by Pike. Pike's handball. Abraham versus Banfield. Banfield was terrific. And then the little soccer was very effective. Reed took it well. Bell, he eludes Abraham. Handball back to McKenna was good stuff.
McKenna down towards half forward. Philip Matera on the lead in front of Pickett. He's about 65 metres from goal. Cummings offers a lead. Gets a hand to it. Directs it down. Martin soccers off the ground out towards the boundary at right half back. Pickett chases. Can't keep it in. And out it goes. So the Eagles by a point. 2-1. Just over 13 minutes till quarter time. So a real battle going on between the defences. And of course both sides battling the conditions.
Yeah, great play there by Mickey Martin, and the pass wasn't that bad, and just great body work on Scotty comes in to bring the ball to the ground.
Bellotti taps it down in front. Archer grabs it, kicks it around the outer side. McIntosh. Kingsley playing it pretty well. Did Kingsley have the ball? Socket off the ground by Stevens. Inside the attacking 50. 2 of the heavyweights crash to the ground. Carey and Jakovic. Jakovic comes again. He's got plenty of company, and a ball up inside the attacking 50 for the Kangaroos.
West Coast, no Turnbull, no ball. Young Gardner now pulled out of the side before the start of the game. A real big job for Laurie Bellotti, taking on Capuano and, of course, Kiri McKernan as well.
So just inside 50, there's Carey. McKernan won it. Cousins read it very well. He'll go towards the line. He slipped as he kicked it, so he hasn't got it as far as he wanted it. Clayton back. Harvey was a bit much for Harvey. Harvey might get a second go. Did very well, extremely well, and then bangs it back in the direction of McKernan, the centre half forward. Taken by Carey was good. Scholl gives it all he's got into the goal square. Blakey's got a chance. Look at the breeze there. I'm sure it affected the ball. Blakey was caught in the wrong position in the end. Had to backtrack, not cleverly enough. Gee, it looks a bit like the All-Stars and the Socceroos. It's 2-2 here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Yeah, the ball certainly did swing around in the breeze, and it's going to make it very hard for marking. If you're out forward, the old saying, play in front.
Wapunda up towards the wing. Lovely disposal. Jones took the mark, didn't have to break stride. Punches this one low too, looking for White, but coming across, cutting the angle was Bell. Feisty character, kicks back towards half forward. Floating back, there is Kingsley, controls it very well, 55 metres out. Great reflexes from McIntosh, knocked it down initially. Eventually it comes to Abraham from Blakey, and there's the first goal of the afternoon. It bounces through.
Yeah, good football there by the Kangaroos on that occasion. Winston Abraham, a very, very dangerous player. He's been picked up by Guy McKenna. Here's the replay once again here. Wayne Carey holding his ground. Ken Kingsley, who kicked 6 goals on the blue last week, was terrific, and Ashley McIntosh was caught unaware then. The ball surprised him so much there, and there's Abraham just over the shoulder. It was brilliant football. That's the goal the Kangaroos certainly didn't need.
Feel like we're up and running, don't you? A goal on the board. Blakey was terrific there. The bang crash into McIntosh to rip the ball off, and Abraham finishing off. So the Kangaroos lead by a goal. McKernan getting a bit of it now to centre half forward. Carey leading Jakovic. Handball was tough. Stevens gets back, turns back inside to Grant. Natural left footer. The poor kick delivering. Went through Braun. Opportunity now. Harvey's kick to the front. Well done, McIntosh. Was terrific. Metropolis back there. They see it over the line. It's through for a behind. So the Kangaroos won 3. West Coast 2 behinds.
Blakey getting busy.
Durability is the word. He's so durable, isn't he?
Yeah.
Bruce, I think he played his 150th today for the North Melbourne side. Overall, I think it's about 280 or 290 games.
Metropolis driving around the outer side wing. This is Kemp in space. Down towards half forward goes his kick. McCartney does well. Working back, claims the mark, plays on. Pickett decides to run it up towards the wing. Kicks towards half forward. In best position, McKenna dropped the mark, but has paid a free kick against Blakey.
Good decision by the umpire. No doubt it's interfered with. He's just going for the mark.
Guy McKenna having a wonderful season. The skipper taking over from John Worsfold. Kangaroos lead it by 7. 10.5 minutes till quarter time. McKenna in the bright sunshine drives it towards the outer side wing. King leads back in the race opposed to Jones. Jones jumps in the air, thumps it, and out it goes. A boundary throw in. Gary Durkay, a familiar face in Western Australia. Welsh alongside. McKernan very conscious of the body of the other player. It costs him sometimes. It cost him front spot there. He comes up with the ball. Interesting hand pass. Got it across to Archer. Archer's high kick floats on the breeze close to the boundary line. Scholl, the consummate pro.
At half forward, he's had a couple of big bags this year against the 2 Adelaide clubs. Goes to the pocket. The target there, Kingsley, McIntosh stretching over the top and belts it to the line. So it's about 50 metres from the Kangaroos' goal. What a great player this fellow is, Ashley McIntosh. All-Australian full-back last season. Looks much freer than he has in the last year or two than he did earlier on. He was troubled by knee injuries. Carey leans back, kick, well read by Wapunda in front of Abraham. Gee, there's some good matchups when you look around this ground today. No wonder we're looking at 2 of the best teams going round. Wapunda kicks the ball. McKernan's going to get it, you'd reckon. He read it best. He's about 70 metres from goal. Can set something up here. Now, McCartney's a big kick. Leans back, and it's a long, high kick to about 25 metres. And Abraham, he was really the only one to fly. He read it best, took off at the back. and in the end took it on his chest. But what turned out to be a pretty comfortable mark, spectacular, just the same.
Yeah, it certainly was a great mark, and you called it right there, Bruce. Jason McCartney has got that ability to kick the ball 50 or 60 metres here. There's his opponent, Wirapunda, about 10 metres off him then. He probably should have made the contest. Probably in a way, probably did the right thing by staying at ground level where he thought the ball would come, but Abraham's got that ability to take the freakish mark, and he did then.
Had to go across him though, didn't he?
Yeah.
And stop his run.
So Abraham, the only goal kicker so far in the match, directly in front, 30 metres out. He's careful with it. They like it. He's got it. Well, I reckon 3-4 goals at any stage is going to be a handy break in this game. So the Kangaroos are doing all right at the moment. They're 2-3 to 2 behind.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Winston Abraham was always going to be that dangerous player down in the North Melbourne forward line. At the start of the game, he was picked up by the skipper of the West Coast Eagles in Guy McKenna. Here we see the chip across there from Corey McKernan. The kick from Wirapunda in the first place was a turnover, it was a bad kick. And here we are, Wayne Carey sort of holding Glenn Jakovic out as well, which is good play by him.
So Abraham, 3 kicks, 2 goals. That last one coming into the teeth of the breeze, the kick that he marked. Need to be in front. Decisively McKernan, drawn in the road though to Morrison. Morrison kicks to half forward, loose ball at the back. Philip Matera trying to crash his way through. Comes across to Jones, dragged down and slung. Out of there by Stevens. Mark taken by McKernan, feeds Harvey. Harvey one bounce through the centre square. Goes looking for Scholl, too much carry, runs free behind. Wirapunda arches the back, sprints away. Metropolis hard against the boundary line. Kicks wide and a clever mark is taken on the other side. No, it's against Clayton, a push.
Yeah, right decision then. Clayton did get in the back of his opponent. 50-metre penalty too, I think.
Oh,
What was that
double
for?
whammy.
Must have been for back-chatting the umpire, I think, because he got the ball back quickly enough.
Well, he's saying it wasn't him in terms of what may have been said.
That's happened a couple of times throughout the weekend, back chatting the umpires, and they're getting 50 metres straight away. So I think
Well,
it
that
was the
was
first and last time.
That was quick, Dipper. So Williams within range now, kicks from 48 metres. Not a good effort. Swinging right to left and going a long way out of bounds on the full.
Well, you just think West Coast have plenty of opportunities so far in this first quarter. It's only the 17-minute mark, but they've gone inside 50 probably 8 or 10 times and resulted only in 2 points.
I think that pocket's going to be hard to score from today. There's not much protection, and that breeze affected that kick again. The ball to half back, so the Kangaroos going all right. Banfield, good kick in the end because he had no room to manoeuvre and was able to bang it down about 35 metres to the pocket. Now they may be able to set something up.
Just looking down here, Bruce, at the matchups down in the North Melbourne forward line, Guy McKenna has got the job on Winston Abraham. It's not David Wirapunda's job. He's got the job on Johnny Blakey. So McKenna has got the job on Abraham.
Bit of toing and throwing there, isn't it? They're trying to sort each other out and get the right matchup. So about 45 metres from West Coast goal. Simpson came over the back, just slipped through Pike's fingers. Clayton getting hold of it at half back. Goes to centre wing. Jakovic and Carey. Jakovic will be happy to run it to the line and out of play. Clayton starting to emerge. Dennis mentioned him a moment ago. Dennis Pagan's got a great record with players like Clayton that haven't quite made it at 1 or 2 clubs. Gives them the sense of belief, I think, and they go on to be very good players.
Was he the boy from Fitzroy who went to the Brisbane Lions?
Yep.
That is him.
Yep.
Okay. He's not the son of
Throw in. McKernan, clean possession. He's done that a few times. Kicks it back towards the middle. Scholl gets through. I think he's kicked the goal. He has. Kangaroos get their third.
Yeah, good play by the Roos here, and it's a big break here. 3 goals for the North Melbourne. When I say North Melbourne, the Kangaroos. Here we are, Corey McKernan in the ruck against Laurie Bellotti. Grabs the ball out of the ruck, which he's probably done 3 or 4 times so far today. And there's Craig Scholl. He's made something out of nothing. It was brilliant play by Craig Scholl, who was seen over the years up in the forward line, who started his career as a half-back and a winger. Good football by the Kangaroos.
I think Bellotti would be well advised to take a run at these boundary throw-ins. Body to body isn't going to cut it against McKernan. Showing a lot of respect for the youngsters. Stevens across to Pike, who boots it inside the attacking 50. Metropolis arrive quickly. Kicks it out wide. Morrison hard against the line. Needs control. Has it. Williams has got it.
In the breeze, playing havoc with the timing for players, and Braun had a real problem just getting in the right spot. Pike coming in, so it'll be here. We don't expect it to be too free-flowing at any stage, and they're 21-2. It's a good break. Chances. Bellotti that time. Simpson hard, gets it to centre. And then belted it back. Well played. Hard ball there for Bellotti, but he did well and got it to Braun. Braun looking for space, kicks to the pocket. Matera comes out hard, couldn't quite take it. Taken by Bell. The boot, and it's going to be Kemp, I think, from half forward left to bring the ball back in.
And McIntosh now picking up but obviously Scholl quite dangerous from goals.
Main wearing out there, we should mention.
Moments ago from Kemp back inside the 50 with a kick. Plenty of Kangaroos in defence, though. Archer tries to force it out, taken away by Mitchell White. Main wearing too slippery for him. Reed back to White, 45 metres out. Bell goes back, looking to cover, wasn't required. Another behind. So the margin now is 18 points. The Kangaroos in front. Very strong cross breeze. Scoring wing is our commentary side. They're working it out towards the defensive side. Pickett has a bounce, runs it up towards half-back, long kick. McIntosh goes back, couldn't complete the mark. Half chance for Scholl, all he needed. Hard against the line, pulls it back towards the attacking 50. Carey thumps it goalward, coming up Abraham, couldn't control it. In goes McKenna. Abraham, well done, he's over the ball, tries to slap it out. In the opposite direction goes Kemp. Whistle, ball up, 21 plays 3. Just under 6 minutes till quarter time. Yeah,
good attack on the ball by Winston Abraham. Then he had eyes for the ball only, and that was just good football by him. And you just think West Coast, they need a goal very, very soon, I think. I mean, you know, the 3 goals, they're only 3 points at this stage. They've got to get a goal.
McKernan pushed it out. Morrison, Braun, and then a ground all over him. No free kick, might have been a little stiff. McIntosh, that footy is hard to get a hand on. A free kick to the Eagles for a push. So McIntosh has got it. Shannon Grant picking himself up. Oh, that's danger. It's okay in the end. Metropolis good enough. Waponda has been released here. He will attack hard. White should be the kick. He's made a bit of a mess of it. He'll come back over the top, maybe to Reed. No. Then to Reed. Gee, that's not good play by Waponda. It comes back to White. White was strong enough to fend off Bell. And then White delivers in the direction of Philip Matera off his chest. Mainwaring got a high one. He'll get a free kick. Great to see him back. Always put his body on the line, and he did then. Well, Punda almost messed up what should have been really a straightforward attacking move. Now, Mainwaring about 50 metres from goal.
Have a go, Bruce.
Kicks it to the front of the square. Can they take a mark? Big fly. It'll be against Bellotti, I think. And it'll be 50, will it? No. Philip Matera not hearing the whistle, so that's good, sensible umpiring.
He's certainly got his hands in his back here on Corey McKernan. McKernan's been in great form here so far today. Certainly has got the better of young Laurie Bellotti at this stage.
So McKernan, gee, you'd be disappointed as a coach to give away a free kick in a situation like that.
Short. This is Grant. Still deep in his own defensive area. Bell now. Peter Bell.
Scott Welsh on for the Kangaroos and Ken Kinsley off.
Short one again, a little too casual. Reed came up with it, anticipated Cousins would be somewhere else. Cousins, though, gets it back to Reed. Reed snaps, and that's a great goal.
In the maze, I was just about to criticise Philip Reed there for a look-away handball, but he got the ball back and it was good football by him. I just said only a minute ago that the West Coast, they certainly needed a goal, and they got the goal through Philip Reed. It's been a pretty reasonable player. Very good at ground level, and here we are. Peter Bell's kick was an absolute shocker. There's a look-away handball, which I was going to criticise Philip Reed for, but Cousins equal to the task, and that's a good goal too, with these conditions in the wind, screwing the ball over his body, so good goal to Philip Reed.
Three of the best little fellas in the game involved there. Bell making the error, and then Reed and Cousins working it out, so the Eagles get the goal they needed. Back to a 12-point game. Going early, McKernan. Banfield worked it back to Morrison. Morrison, Williams did very well, and then the handball to Banfield was effective. Banfield at full pace, kicks to the goal square. McCartney back, didn't hold the mark. Matera normally good in this situation. Jones, Pickett, good contest. Pickett away. Left-hand handball was sensational. Kick not so good, but it was hard for Reed. Well done by Bell. Bell kicks to centre wing, and Grant makes it. Exciting stuff at the back there for the Kangaroos. Grant, centre wing, delivers to half forward. Abraham the target. Ball to be won again. Pike, still Pike. Tackle on him by Kemp was good. Comes back to Blakey, and a smother and a boundary throw in. 3-3, plays 1-3, left half forward, Kangaroos attacking.
Yeah, both backlines are very, very strong. I just think North Melbourne a bit more free running, particularly when you look at guys like Pickett. You've got Pike, Archer can go forward, where I think West Coast play a lot more tighter and a lot closer on their opponents.
McKernan in front, Bellotti over the top, firsting away, close to the boundary line. Grant slipped over, socked by Kemp. After it goes McIntosh, quite content, I think, to take it across the line. McKernan, 9 possessions now. And first touch, boundary throw-ins and centre bounces quite often. Reed has had 6 possessions. Kemp, Banfield. A throw is called against Banfield. So Shannon Grant will get the free down towards left half forward. He's been busy as well, coming up for his 4th kick. Averaging 20 possessions a game, Shannon Grant. That's up from 16 last year, so becoming more productive. Dangerous player, centering kick, beautifully positioned for Carey, up hands to it. He's getting a free kick. The mark wasn't paid, but umpire Goldspeak, only about 5 metres away, considered and then thought it was over the shoulder. Watch it again.
Whoa, well.
Happens quite a bit in footy, but Carey's got the ball.
A little bit soft, I thought there.
A chance to score from 50 metres out, directly in front. Starts it at the left goal post. It's bending back. It'll fall short. Thumped out of there by Metropolis. Down in front, Grant had the misfortune to slip. He was the only one who really attacked the ball there and deserved to stay on his feet and kick a goal. As it was, he slipped over, and his side still lead by 12 points.
spot on there. Carey kick was interesting, wasn't it? How it changed direction at the end. It's going to be a difficult day for goals. Abraham, Kemp found some space and then bangs it into the centre. Ball bounces and bounces inside 50. McCartney leading Jones. He hasn't quite got control though. Big chance for the Eagles here, you'd reckon. McCartney did well. It was his only play in the end and he found it. They were outnumbered 3-2, the Kangaroos there, but finally McCartney got hold of it and went to the line. He has been good for Collingwood and Adelaide and has settled in very well into this Kangaroo defence. Boundary throw in. Morrison unopposed in the end, deciding to belt towards the line, gaining about 25 to 30 metres, right forward pocket. So the Eagles closing in on the goal here. Another one before quarter time would really tighten the match up. And again, none of the official ruckman there. And Archer, fortuitous kick, but Simpson in front got it from Banfield, and then little one to Stevens, got him at half back. Cousins on his mark. Glary day here, not the best day for clean football with the big breeze. Oh, close, Bell. Well, the boundary umpire says Bell didn't control it, had it, went over the line and then completed the mark, so that was his call.
Yeah, fair call.
McKernan, Mainwaring crashing through, unable to. Simpson and Stevens were in the contest there. Carey got a good bounce, and then Jakovic went to ground. Carey's neat left footer inside. Welsh couldn't quite get hold of it. Ball still to be won here. They lost the footy there for the moment. Grant, good tackle on him. Mainwaring on the bottom of all of that. Metropolis coming in to get rid of Grant. Bit of going on here. And Darren Goldspink sorting it out. So free kick to Mainwaring. So he's the beneficiary of that. Mainwaring's kick is a good one to White, and his hands were strong.
Mainwaring relishing the contest. Great to see. McCartney low down. Banfield surrounded. Feeds it back to White. White on the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Good kick too. Spotted Reid. Reid troubled by the sun. And as a result, the ball knocked across the line by Bell. Most unfortunate. Michael Malthouse down on the boundary, almost quarter time, just 19 seconds away. Rucks go at it. McKernan doing much as he likes in there. Archer towards the wing. Well played by Braun. Worked around Harvey and shinned it across the boundary line.
Just looking at the West Coast forward line, Scotty Cummins kicked 8 goals last week. He's yet to have a kick at this stage, and Phil Matera's only had the one kick, who between both will probably kick 50% of their goals for West Coast.
Thrown in again, McKernan again. Mainwaring towards the boundary line, out of bounds. I mentioned before the game, Chris Mainwaring, you have to go back to round 2, 1997, Shell Stadium, did the knee, was approaching 200. It's been a tough contract ever since. Game 197 this afternoon. Carey going to the ground. There's the siren for quarter time. And I think the Kangaroos would be well pleased. Their mistake really gave the West Coast Eagles their only goal. Carey generally has been well.
Themselves out. Sorry, guys, I just lost you. Here we are.
We've got you, Dipper, don't you worry.
Thanks,
we heard
buddy.
every moment of that.
Very good too, Dipper.
3-3-1-3. Scholes at half forward with McIntosh still on him. So the ruck situation's going to be interesting here. And McKernan gets a free kick. He dominated the opening term, having a real presence here against an understrength opposition. Bellotti, first season player, who's done very well, but a big job today. Good kick to half forward. McIntosh cutting across to help Metropolis. Abraham's handball, belted back by McIntosh. Clayton's dummy. The handball was just behind King, who comes in at such a pace. Handball on the up by Williams. A little kick by Jones, only as far as McCartney. McCartney's centering kick. Good selection. Lovely mark, though. Running back by Morrison, and he was able to hold his ground and hold his feet and take the mark. Then kicks to a one-on-one at centre wing. Reid just dumps Bell, and he may be penalised here. Bell worked to the front spot, quickly on Bell, gets Grant about 70 metres from goal. Running for him is Abraham. That's where the kick's going to go. Abraham showed a lot of courage. He must have felt the opposition coming, but he was able to skillfully hold the mark.
Yeah, terrific play there by Winston Abraham. A good play by Shannon Grant here. I tell you, a bit of concern for West Coast at the moment with Guy McKenna. He's better suited up on a half-back flank. You've got Winston Abraham playing deep near the goal square for the Kangaroos. I think Mick Monash may need to make a bit of a change there because Winston Abraham at ground level is a bit too sharp and too quick for Guy McKenna.
Tough pocket here. Now, Abraham's so skillful. Let's see what he can do. From the pocket, but West Coast had a lot of problems within the opening term. Abraham, 40 metres out, just puts a hook on it, improves the angle. She's kicked it pretty well. He's kicked 3. Now, that is a big contribution. 3 goals in this game, early days in this second quarter.
Yeah, certainly, Bruce. I really believe this probably be a 12-goal game, I think, at this stage. And here we are, Winston Abraham. Here we are at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Already kicked his 3rd goal. Here's Shannon Grant, who had a pretty reasonable first term, and he's been picked up by Chad Morris, who's playing off a half-back flank. But Winston Abraham is the man who's caused enormous problems. And as I mentioned, Guy McKenna still has the job on him. There's got to be a change made here very, very soon.
Just a wonderful goal by Winston Abraham. Sharp angle, breeze to contend with, and somehow he steered it through. So testing time now for the West Coast Eagles. Bellotti has to wait for this one. Pike reaches over the top and knocks it down. Grant couldn't control it. Simpson did well in a tight situation. And now Stevens breaks away with his right foot down towards half forward. McKernan uncontested. Just ran forward after the centre bounce. You might remember it faded back over Bellotti's head, and McKernan virtually ran past him and proceeded down to centre half forward.
Yeah, he's been on fire, career McKernan, been in terrific form. Just ran down again, as you said there, Dennis, and marked it uncontested. So he's got the ability to kick the ball 60 metres.
He's testing Bellotti at every level. McKernan from 55 metres out. Just missed. Good effort. And that's the side to miss on. I guess you'd say the pro side today. The Breeze trying to push the ball right to left. 17.5 minutes to go. The Eagles bench, Dipper.
Rintoul, Embley, Fuster, and also Simmons.
Fuster standing there. This is Metropolis, who played full forward last time these two sides met. He's at half back, kicks towards midfield. McKernan gets a fist on it, but a free kick is going to the Eagle in front. He was pushed in the back.
Mitchell White, a lot of space. Cummings has been given a lot of space here. White's going to get it as far as he can. It's a wobbly old kick. Cummings, first real chance. Martin did very well. He'll be happy with that. To Grant. Then he was dumped Mickey afterwards. Grant's probing kick to half forward. Kingsley and Metropolis. And the ball runs out of play. But the Kangaroos able to bang it back from half back, I should say, to their forward pocket in a hurry. Mickey not too happy about all of that. Dipper, who's on the bench for the Kangaroos?
Durkay, Capuano, Mark Roberts, and Scotty Welsh.
So they've got the cushion of having Capuano fresh, the Kangaroos, and McKernan can run his heart out at the moment. Stevens off the side, Mainwaring, as he's done so often, fills the hole courageously and takes the mark. Reid presents himself, takes it at half-back, back to Cousins, but they're not going far at the moment. Cousins, neat kick to Braun. They've got to be so clean when they're going forward like this. Braun's right in front of us. Harvey on the mark. Didn't fall for it, Harvey, but the kick by Braun's a beauty, isn't it? This has been a clean attempt so far by the West Coast. Another good kick to Wapunda. Underneath, clever mark. Went early, held his ground, took the mark in front of Bell. Better build-up. Now, Cummings, about 15 metres from goal, probably wants it over the top. Wapunda kicks it in that direction. Cummings, well, he got rid of Martin, and Mickey's going to get a free kick. Scotty hasn't realised what's happened here. It's been a bit of a private battle, I think, in the body department between these two so far, testing one another out. And, well, Cummings did give him a tiny shove. Gee, I reckon Mickey's lucky. And Mitchell White's got it. So, kick from Martin going to White. And White's kicked to Wapunda. Wapunda stood his ground but couldn't take the mark. Scholl at close quarters kicks it back in the direction of Abraham, but Stevens was good. Chipped in, a bounce on his wrong side, but the handball will come over the top.
Harvey's got it now then. Harvey close to the boundary line, about 70 metres out. Indecisive. Not a particularly good effort. Mainwaring playing in front, paddles it towards the line. Good result. Well, Harvey perhaps should have done better. He was free down towards right half forward. Margin 19 points.
You'll find Dennis Bellotti coming off the ground at the moment for the Eagles, and Fuster to replace him.
Thanks, Dip. Tossed in. Blakey knocks it down in front. Cousins had it, then lost it. Sliding in Morrison. Base the ball, that's Stevens, and Stevens is getting the free kick. Well, he's a hard worker, no question about that. He's been rewarded right here, Anthony Stevens. In the last 5 games, spread over 3 seasons, he's averaged 25 possessions a game against the West Coast Eagles. He's hurt them.
Yeah, he's been a terrific player, and he's been a great player for the Kangaroos. And it just appears too that David Ruapunda's gone forward for the West Coast Eagles as well.
9th possession for Stevens. Will it be his first goal? Opens up nicely for a left footer. Pretty good effort. Touch and go. Goal!
Well, you think he's in the right spot for a left footer on that occasion, Anthony Stevens. He has been a terrific player for the North Melbourne side, or the Kangaroos as we call them now. He's got the big job on Ben Cousins. Here we are, we've seen Wayne Kerry and lock arms there with Glenn Jakovic. And there's a free kick. I'm quite to pick up the player it's against. Couldn't pick up who the player was, but it was a great goal there by Anthony Stevens. The answer the Kangaroos needed.
It's a big break now. 5-4 to 1-3. Eagles with plenty of problems.
Mark Roberts now on for the Kangaroos, gone to full forward.
Thanks, Dipper. McKernan, that was better. Fuster, quick kick by Banfield. 2 half forward. This is where they've had a lot of problems. Mitchell White's had a bit of it, but not much else. And he's got Grant. He's a bit stiff there. Shannon Grant had that ball for a long time. White's tackle. He can't believe it. Very unlucky, I think.
Goldspink right behind the players there. I don't think he saw how the ball came out. I think it was simply dropped.
He didn't see it there at all, Dennis.
That's the view he had, but...
Well, that's dropping the Haggett.
Yeah.
McKernan waits for Fuster, and Fuster goes early, and he's going to get a free kick against McKernan for shepherding. Well, McKernan can't believe it. It's an interesting one. McKernan didn't go for it.
50. Sudden death now, isn't it?
I think Peter Swap warned him during the week, Dennis.
About this, yeah.
But he can't back chat.
The first decision was interesting because McKernan didn't actually get off the ground, forced Fuster to go early, but I guess McKernan had a reasonable point. I didn't actually interfere with him. Well, why is that a free kick against McKernan?
I think he took his eyes maybe off the ball. It's the only thing, bro. I think he indicated he took his eyes off the ball.
It's a goal. Fuster's got it. And I reckon Mickey would say that's a good move. Fuster won the centre bounce, got a free kick at centre half forward, and kicks a goal. 5-4 to 2-3.
Yeah, certainly was a winner move by Mick Moldhouse, and yeah, we all question the free kick there. The only way I can see, looks like Corey McKernan's being told to have a bit of a spell, and I'm sure Dennis Pagan is saying, listen, mate, just concentrate on the ball, forget about the back chat. It cost us the goal, but you've been playing terrific football.
Talk about riches to rags for McKernan in about 1 minute.
It's a pretty tough goal. They're watching it again.
Yeah.
Amazing. Still, it's been a grey area for a long time. Ruck interference. So Capuano goes up. Bewley on the ground, has it smothered off the boot. Fuster grabs it, hand passes down towards half forward. Grant was in the air, knocked it out towards the wing. Clayton couldn't control it. Mainwaring forward of the wing. Chris Mainwaring, and getting in the action too. One of their better players so far. Goes looking for Cummings. Off his fingertips. Pickett brilliantly. How's that for balance? Cat-like, hit the ground running, kicks it back towards the wing. McIntosh, great courage. Going back on the angle. White offers the lead. That's ignored. He's waiting for Philip Matera, I think. No, he comes wide. Wapunda, very hard. Floated in that direction. And Grant able to take the mark. Goes across the ground. Either one of two. Simpson at half back. Long kick across the centre square. Fisted away by McKenna. Harvey has an opportunity now. Harvey comes back short to Blakey. Blakey feeds it wide to Abraham. 53 metres out. Winston Abraham. He's booted 3. It's floating towards the pocket. Good defence by Metropolis. Punches it towards the boundary line and pursues it that way. Across it goes. It'll be thrown in. Just under 13 minutes to half time. And the Kangaroos leading it by 19 points.
Yeah, West Coast have gone forward plenty of times. Their only marking option up at the centre half forward area is Mitchell White. Now, David Wurapunda's been moved forward, been picked up by Shannon Grant.
Jakovic and Carey, both with the tiny stats so far. McKenna was cut off by Abraham. Back to Fuster. Fuster's handball away. Went for distance rather than getting it to a player. And Banfield off the ground, gets it to centre wing. Bell to King. King straightens the body. Handball was very clever. Released McCartney. McCartney low and long, effective. And Capuano paid. No play on. Fuster came off Roberts. Capuano back to Harvey. Harvey, here's a chance. Bouncing ball. Blakey, easy as you like, goal. Bang, crash. So typical of North Melbourne in recent years.
So just comedy a couple of errors there by the West Coast Eagles then, and North Melbourne, when you do make blues, they certainly will punish you. Good sides do that. Matthew Capuano just came on the ground, nearly take that mark over Brendan Fuster on that occasion. Here we are again, the handball coming out. Harvey, quick chip over his shoulder there, and there's John Blake, who's playing his 150th game for the North Melbourne side.
And Dennis Pagan is going for the sucker punch now. McKernan back on the ground, and given the makeup of this Eagles team, they've got nobody really to play on him. Metropolis has gone back. McKernan is standing in the goal square. Capuano knocks it down. Simpson hurriedly towards half forward. Carey comes over the top. Waiting in front, Stevens, the high kick. Now McKernan comes into play. Well, that was interesting. He should get up and say, well, it wasn't a kick against Fuster. The ball comes out towards the wing, meantime, Mainwaring. Mainwaring kicks down towards half forward. His disposal has been spot on, Mainwaring, and that's a criticism of him.
He's had about 7 or 8 touches. Sorry, Dennis.
Philip Matera towards the middle, intended for Cummings, and that's a very strong mark. Very strong mark. It needed to be centimetre perfect, and it was.
Might be his first kick coming up. I think here, Scotty Cummins, who's been their big goal kicker this year, been terrific. He has kicked 8 goals last week against Carlton on a quality player in Stephen Silvani. This is the goal and the confidence he certainly needs here.
When in doubt, kick it to a 3-on-1. Make him earn it. So Scotty Cummings directly in front. League's leading goal scorer. His first kick, he comes in with 48. And for the 3rd time in his career last week, he booted 8 goals. First time as an Eagle, he did it twice for the Bombers. Important kick in the context of this game. They're down by 25 points. And looking the worse for wear. And Scotty gets it to Ben nicely on the breeze. Goal.
Gee, there was a lot to like for West Coast about that. Matera got hold of the footy, Rudy, for about the first time. And Cummings took a great mark, and the kick was terrific.
There's been that man, Chris Mainwaring, who's came on the ground. He's used the ball absolutely beautiful so far here today. You know, he's been out of football for a long period, and just the quality of the play that he has. Kicks the ball both sides of the body, and that's the goal that Scotty Cummins certainly needed. The ball left to right, the wind blowing across the ground, certainly doing him a lot of good and world of confidence. Looks like Bellotti now has came back onto the ground and will play on McKernan. McKernan's gone back into the ruck with Bellotti going onto the ruck as well.
And Fuster's gone back looking for McKernan. So Hagan at the moment is having an interesting duel with Malthouse, and well, Mick wouldn't be happy with this.
And he's stuck with Durkay for the moment, Fuster. 6-4, 3-3. High tackle surely on Simpson. He's got it. 40-21. Simpson in the direction of Abraham. With him, McKenna. McKenna did well. Bluey belted it away. Braun and Pike. Braun front spot. Pike just worried him out. Wapunda came in. High tackle on Braun initially. And he's going to get it. So Braun against Shannon Grant. No one on the mark. Play on. Braun kicks to centre wing. White went early. No free kick then to Archer. Simpson near the line. And again a boundary throw in. So West Coast close enough. 3 goals behind. Kangaroos kicked the first goal of the match and have had the lead and have made the running throughout. McKernan, Fuster slipped. Pike. High kick. Djakovic underneath. Carey playing as a defender. Belted down. Reed. McIntosh tried to take it back in. He did well against Shoal. Philip Matera. Wapunda. Neat kick that one. White's been good all day. He's had plenty of the footy. It's a long way from home. You reckon the kick will be long and hard to Cummings. The ball holds up. Can Cummings get into the frame? Not quite. Morrison's contest against Pickett was okay. Pike back. Pickett held on to. Showed the umpire. Got the free kick advantage. Martin McCartney.
So McCartney lays it off. King decides to come for another gallop. A 1 bounce this time. 4 short of his best this afternoon. Kicks it up towards the wing. Close to the line. Carey takes it across.
Now, Dennis, Fuster's back on Corey McKernan, Bellotti off the ground, and Simmons is now on.
A chess match, as they say, Dipper.
Absolutely.
40 plays 21. 9.5 minutes till half-time. There's McKernan, the dominant man in this game so far. Grabs it, feeds it. Stevens from the wing goes with the outside of the boot down towards centre half forward. Fickle bounce there, eludes Carey. Djakovic all in sundry. Getting back eventually Reed to Metropolis. Nobody on around the outer side. Stops. Now he kicks. McKenna did well. Hustled across there. and takes the mark midway between the lines. Guy McKenna to Reed. The Eagles looking better now. Their best patch in the game. Reed goes to the defensive side of the ground, and a great mark is taken by Glenn Archer. Going back hard and strong there. Survived a John Worsfold shirt front in round 16 last season to inspire the Kangaroos to a 14-point win at Subi. On the outer side, off hands close to the line. Braun slips it back to Kemp. Brilliant smother by Stevens, throwing himself across the boot. As always, sacrificial. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in.
Glenn Jakovich did a pretty good job on Wayne Carey so far. Wayne Carey's had no real impact on the game at this stage, but you look at them now, the only two players inside 50 is Carey and Jakovich.
Hasn't had a kick, Jakovich, but Carey's only had 3. Braun's got it. Low to White. Gee, that's a good mark.
Great hands.
He's got great skills, hasn't he? Now, Cummings and Martin. White keeps it low to Cummings. It was just had a bit much on it in the end. And Cummings letting a couple know. And Rintoul getting ready, the premiership player in Adelaide a couple of seasons back, coming onto the ground. Runs hard, kicks it long. McCartney unopposed, really. Simpson's kick. Philip Matera would be looking for a free kick, didn't get it. Shannon Grant was terrific. To Pike, to Stevens, having a very good match. Carey and Jakovich. Jakovich will be pleased with the result. McIntosh is a sweeper. Back to Morrison. Morrison accelerates, then gets underneath it a bit. Wants Matera, who worked beautifully in front of Pickett there and won the contest. So Philip Matera at centre wing. I agree with Dennis. The West Coast having a better patch here. They need a goal or two out of it, though. Cummings front spot. Martin coming in. Jones. McCartney with him. He's in the pocket. Gets it back to White. White's okay on his left side. Just releases. Little kick around the body by Simmons. And it doesn't go far. And a boundary throw in between half forward and the right forward pocket.
Just reckon the difference in this second term, as you said there, Bruce and Dennis, the West Coast are playing a lot better, but they're using the ball up better. They find their targets. In the first term, on occasion, they did turn the footy over, but so far this second term, the ball use has been terrific.
McKernan made Waring looking for a free, and he's got it. Lane Waring about 52 metres out. I'd suggest too far out to score. Now, he's never worked with Cummings before. He puts it high towards the square. Cummings going back in from the side. Grant slaps it towards the line. That was risky. Bearing down was Cousins. The ball crossed the line.
There's an interesting matchup here at the moment. Mark Roberts, who's missed a lot of football as well as Chris Mainwaring. They're both playing each other on the wing. Maybe Mark Roberts may be a better option, maybe going forward and have a smaller type player at ground level on that wing.
Bell. Good to see Roberts back too. What a fine player he's been. It's been a wonderful career. Up on the wing, Carey was held by Jakovich. Advantage is paid. McKernan decides to go for a run. Could finish with a goal here. Decides to come out to the windward side. He likes it better. Puts it on the breeze and misses. Like a preferred line. Behind, stretches the lead, but golden opportunity there. The margin back to 19 points.
Rintoul on for Jones, and McCartney picks him up. There he is.
Yeah, just saw Corey McKernan here. Probably could have did a little bit better then. He had Winston Abraham on his own. He could have found him.
Now, Mainwaring's going to get it from McIntosh. Has to sit and wait and may get a second go. Can't get clear. Good play by the Kangaroos. It was Stevens again. Pike will probably try and use him, but then Kemp came in. So it was Mainwaring firstly. The kick didn't quite get in from McIntosh. McIntosh on his right foot. Stevens affecting a tackle and a boundary throw in. 6-4, 3-4. Important couple of minutes coming up towards half time here. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Stevens was probably legged in the end. He's going to get a free kick. The advantage given to Scholl. Scholl gets around onto his right foot and able to penetrate. Carey works to the front. It came off Abraham, I think, in the end. Burl. Jakovich has got him. And it'll be a ball up.
Just for that free kick on the other side, Bruce, with the legging. Shouldn't that be a 50? I mean, can you play advantage on that?
That has been the rule, hasn't it? The legging. I think we saw one yesterday in the Western Bulldogs game. I think it was Rowan Smith.
I'd be chasing the umpire saying, I don't want the advantage, I want the 50.
Yeah, they're the men in question a moment ago, headed by Gavin Dorr. Roberts, Carey, belts it to the space. Harvey, well done by Reed and Braun. Oh, Abraham was fantastic. Left foot smothered by McIntosh. Braun, Harvey's tackle on him was good. That's good stuff all round, wasn't it?
Terrific play of Ashley McIntosh. I mean, that kick was probably about 2 or 3 metres away from the kick. Normally you can smother him off the boot, but that was just great play by Ashley McIntosh. Here's a replay here. This could have been a goal, but that was just terrific play by Ashley McIntosh.
Here's the bounce then, 30 metres out. Jankovic up early, goes again. Carey knocks it goalward. In the road, Morrison boots it towards the outer side wing. Philip Matera will be first back. Unkind bounce, but he controls it pretty well. He's at right half back. He kicks it up towards the centre square, but Bell is in best position. Judged it nicely in the breeze. Just over 5 minutes till half-time. Bell trying to punch this one low and hard to centre half forward. Main Waring stood his ground. Always deft.
Oh, great.
Getting back as Mitchell White takes a very good mark. Plays on. Kemp pulls it back. Intended for Cummings. Off his fingertips. Martin knocks it towards the boundary line. Good enough. And he wants to have a go at Scotty. Eyeball to eyeball. Nose to nose. Mick making his point, but...
You got to mark though, Scotty Cummings. There's a great kick there by Kemp, and should have took the mark. His hands to the ball.
Not a man you want to front up to, but then again, you know he's not going to throw one, or if he does, he won't play much footy for the remainder of the season. McCartney, Simpson in trouble. Wapunda tried to steal it. Simpson battles on courageously. Still in there. Simmons, Pickett, over the ball, Stevens. Belatedly, Stevens comes up wanting a free kick. We've got a ball up.
The lights have come on here, boys. I don't know why. There's plenty of sunshine.
Looks
Can't
like
help you, Dipper.
No.
Looks like Ben Cousins has gone into the inside 50 here with Phil Matera having a bit of a run on the ball for these last 4 or 5 minutes.
Perhaps they know something about Sydney's weather we don't, Dipper. But McKernan, Banfield to Rintoul, who can get some distance for that one around the body. Bell in the right spot, comes across the ground. Grant, this windy day, these are all tricky, these kicks, aren't they? Grant just sidestepped like he was dancing with Wapunda, and Durkhe's first touch. Got it. At half-back. Highly skilled. Durkay wide. Scholl's the target. Runs hard. McIntosh with Scholl. Still with Scholl. Banfield comes in with McIntosh. 2-on-2 here, and I think it'll be a stalemate.
Very hard to beat in that situation, McIntosh. Not the spot for it, really.
And you can play on the big full forwards, the heavy full forwards. If you look over the years, the Locketts and the Dunstons these type players. Now you've got a Craig Scholl who gets around like a wingman, half forward, half back. He's just a great player, so versatile.
Pike and Kemp, and again a ball in. So it's 6-5 to 3-4 here. West Coast struggling to stay in touch, in a bit of a stalemate position in terms of scoring for both teams.
Hasn't been pretty, but it's a real battle. Boundary umpire having trouble getting distance on that one. Here's Cousins, by his standards quiet today, punches this one down towards half forward. Archer attacks it pretty well, knocks it across to Bell, put the body in. Bell will get the free kick. So 2 of the superstars, Carey and Cousins, both by their standards, not seeing a lot of it. Bell driving it around the outer side. Fuster, big leap, punches it down. Pike and Kemp. Pike knocks it across the line. Under 3 minutes to half-time. Kangaroos led by 12 points at quarter time. They've increased that lead. Interesting. Now how will they call that? Over the shoulder. Well, McKernan, in fairness, was trying to get at the ball. Fuster was almost running away from the ball. The ball will float out to their right.
There's no free kick there. No, I can't give that a free kick. Corey McKernan learned from the last one not to say nothing. There was no free kick there.
Big leap down there by Archer. Close to the boundary line. It's pulled back across the face. I think it was Matera, and it bounces out of bounds alongside the behind post.
Looking for his first goal at the Sydney Cricket Ground this year. Didn't manage one against the Swans. He's had a terrific season. Fuster, King, found some space. Archer goes wide. Scholl and McIntosh. John Blakey's an interesting one today. Sorry, Dennis. Playing basically as a forward. I noticed Metropolis a moment ago was making a break. Blakey chased hard. He's also there in the McKenna area to stop that loose man being created, almost playing as a defender right in the goal square, and has kicked a goal in a low-scoring game. So it's worked all right. Kerry was good there. Simpson, good hip and shoulder by Jakovic to put him off. Mainwaring, so good over the years in that one-on-one. Roberts did very well to King. Mainwaring working back. Durkay found some space, got it back. Roberts went to ground, back to Durkay. White couldn't hold him up, and Durkay, that's a great result, and punches hard and low to centre half forward. McKenna worked Abraham underneath it. Pike runs onto it. He's got Stevens back. Pike's now got a bit of time. Goes to fall forward. Grant's going to get onto it. Yes, took the mark. He had eyes for the footy only. It was a wonderful bit of play, running football.
And great awareness by Pike. He knew that Kemp had slipped over.
Yeah, no doubt. And does that mean Gary Durkay, as Bruce did say, it's probably his first or second touch, and it was brilliant football by him. Great balance, kept his feet where on the where Mark Roberts fell over. He just showed great. Barry Shennegrant's going to play on? No, he's not going to. Good play by Mark Pike as well.
Well, this is a big goal, isn't it, before half-time?
Yep.
Say a goal. Nothing's easy today, but right side for him. You'd reckon he's a good thing. Yeah, Pike was very good. He knew the handball to Stevens was going to put him outside of his range at 50.
Yep.
So he just belted it forward, and Grant ran and ran and ran, and now puts himself in this position, and he's kicked the goal. Well done. It's a sort of play that gives a coach a lot of confidence with his players going into half-time. That is a good lead. West Coast have got to work the last minute hard to try and get something back. Yeah,
they certainly need a pinch of goal here, Bruce, before half-time, and I just reckon they've done all the hard work here, West Coast. I reckon they've controlled most of the football, but tipped up in the midfield. And here we are again, Martin Pike. Shannon Grant just read the play beautifully, and as we know, Shannon Grant over the years played so much football here with the Sydney Swans. He knows that pocket and kicked a beautiful goal.
Under a minute till half-time. 7-5-3-4. Very important goal. Well played by the Kangaroos. McKernan up very early, still won it, slaps it down towards Scholl. Can they get another one? Scholl hurriedly in front. A couple of Kangaroos spoiled each other. Harvey still a half chance. Metropolis hand passes towards Morrison. Durkay was bearing down, but Morrison skips away. Running it up towards half-back, and the Eagles get a late goal. We're down to 35 seconds. Reed to half-forward. Philip Matera battling with Pickett. Pickett nonchalantly comes away across the ground. Two Kangaroos. Simpson has got it. 20 seconds to go. King charging through the centre square. Missed kicks, but Blakey gets on the end of it. And I think Metropolis expressed the sentiments of an entire state there.
Yeah, Byron Pickett then, I mean, he just went for the mark, just so casual. He said, I'm not going to kick it right foot this time. I'll go to the left side of my body and find a teammate, and he certainly set that play up.
So after the siren, John Blakey. Massive kick now. Up by 25 to get out by 31 at the half. John Blakey kicks. Goal umpire goes a long way. It's touch and go. It's a behind, a reprieve for the West Coast Eagles, and he knows how important that was. Bit of luck, missed kick, good mark low down. Interesting first half. As we said, it has not been pretty. The top two.
Half of this important match at the Sydney Cricket Ground. 7-6 to 3-4 at half-time. Abraham 3 goals in the opening half. McKernan, Fuster got it. Cousins was immediately tackled by Harvey, and I'd say that that's the other thing that the Kangaroos have done. They've been able to put a hold on Cousins. Who's started on the bench for the Eagles? Tipper.
Bruce Bellotti, Rintoul, Embley, and also Simmons.
So that's the interchange. McKernan won it clearly. McIntosh and Scholl will be a key duel. Cousins, who works so hard, kicks the ball about 25 metres. White's been good in the first half. Well, he's a bit stiff there, but he finds some space on his left foot. Kick out wide. Chance for Banfield to run onto it. Will he try and break Harvey? He did, but Harvey was good enough. Back to Philip Matera. Inboard to White. Now, he's got some space here. He goes to Cummings. It's not a good kick. Bouncing over the top. King's onto it. King to Bell. Bell to Martin. Wasted chance here for the West Coast. Now, Martin's handball missed Grant. Again, the breeze playing a bit of havoc. Mickey's going to run out of room, I think. Maybe not our ideas, though. Kicks towards McKernan. Terrific Fuster. Chance for the Eagles here. Jones, neat. Well, Punter's got it. So a reprieve here for West Coast. Wapunda's kick is a beauty. No, Mainwaring couldn't quite. The percentages were always low, but it was a very accurate kick. Again, Mainwaring trying to get in, and it'll be a ball up. I reckon Chris will be disappointed because it almost came off, didn't it?
Yeah, nearly had it there, Bruce. There's the replay now.
It's a good kick.
Yeah, hit him on the chest. Could have maybe took it on his hands, but it was a good punch back there by Brendan Fuster. Just punched the ball out of McKernan's hand, which gave West Coast a chance to have a chop for goal.
McKernan to Archer. King towards the line, and Bell runs it across the goal face, taking a risk. Hitting the ball hard out there is Morrison.
Oh,
Here
great.
comes, well played. The kick goes straight up in the air. Martin missed it, thumped across the line by King, and probably that was the best policy about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, great attack on the ball by Morrison then, who's playing on a half-back flank. He just followed the ball through. Bit unlucky, he ran out of room there. If he had a little bit more room, he could have had a shot for goal then.
Talked about the breeze, but compounding the problem, it's pretty slippery out there. Noticing a lot of players having trouble keeping their footing. Whoops. King does nicely, gets away. Durkee at half-back. 48 plays 23. Durkee towards half-forward. Simpson floating, couldn't hang on. Banfield, all the time in the world, alongside the centre circle, punches it low to half-forward, and Williams. He's had a couple of shots and missed, one on the run, one set.
You think this may stretch him, I think, Dennis. The distance will be probably too far, particularly if this wind.
Yeah, no easy get this one, but he is a good kick and obviously fancies himself. Let's see what he's learned. Taking plenty of time. Williams from about 55 metres out. He's learned plenty. He's a quick learner. Well done. Lovely goal.
Well, it happens every time. You sort of say the distance they may struggle, and young Andrew Williams just kicked the ball about 65 metres. Brilliant. Banfield, good play here. Recovered the ball here. His pass was absolutely spot on. Could have just drilled the ball long, but found his teammate Ian Williams, who went back 55, 60 metres. Post dive out of problem. Good football by West Coast. It's a goal they certainly needed.
Williams, terrific kick. Back to that 3-goal margin. We've seen a lot of that today. 7-6 to 4-5. Centre square so important here. It's a battle of wills as much as skill today. Welding forward, Fuster. White, I think, has been a winner for much of the match. Simpson, Cousins, and also Philip Matera. Some good signs here. Mainwaring, can he use it? He bangs it hard, gets it inside 50, almost Wapunda. Getting back was King. He works it towards the line. He's a real dash, as we said. He's got Archer. Archer, handball, kept his head. They're in trouble. Grant back to Archer. Archer doesn't rush. Oh, close. Very close. McCartney's got it. They teased us, didn't they?
Did they? Just muck around the football then. 3 or 4 handballs, and Glenn Archer had to be absolutely spot on, and he was, I think.
So do I think.
McCartney again close to the line. Jakovic, and a boundary throw in. 7-6-4-5. What about the Kangaroos bench, Dipper?
Capuano, Mark Roberts, Scotty Welsh, sorry, and Ken Kinsley on game.
Western Bulldogs, Dipper, on your mind.
Was it across the line, Dip, or not?
No, it wasn't.
Boundary throw in out of sight. He was right on the spot. Our man behind the goals yesterday. Now McKernan's got a free on the outer side to Stevens. Stevens kicking down towards half forward. Carey comes on a searching lead. Was up, couldn't hang on. Shin forward by Harvey. In the road is Reed. Chance for the Eagles now. Fuster, can he knock it on? Oh, brilliantly taken by King. In trouble, throws it on the boot. It comes across half back. And now a chance for Grant. Grant runs onto the ball. The Kangaroos a bit lucky there, but they played it pretty well too, thanks to King. The kick came up towards the wing, and Harvey, good shepherd off the ball by Pickett. And the ball's out of bounds. We'll have a throw in.
Yeah, you caught it right there, Dennis. Pickett, Byron Pickett, a great shepherd off Mitchell White. Absolutely poleaxed him there.
Well, King had to go at centre half back. Fuster was trying to knock it on. They had the numbers storming towards goal, the Eagles. But somehow King trapped it, as did Stevens there. Behind McKernan, kicks down towards centre half forward. It bounces obligingly for Scholl, away to Durkay. Durkay in two minds, not the best decision really. Spills across to McIntosh. He got the deflection from McKenna, goes back to McKenna, back to McIntosh. McIntosh spots a man. That's Morrison. Chance for the Eagles to bring it away. Morrison goes long, trying to get it to Williams. Coming back on him in front was King, and King once again played it very well. Across to Bell. Bell on the burst, finds Durkay on the wing.
Bell working for him again, and he's going to find him, I think. Bell, now loose man created through Bell's hard work to Scholl. Scholl off one step, kicks to centre half forward. McKernan at the back, got one hand on it. Simpson read it well, hooks it back. It's going to be close. Just missed. Bell creating a chance there by running hard after delivering and creating a loose man for Scholl. And it was a clever kick by Scholl, setting it up. 7-7 to 4-5. It's a long way back for the Eagles, but I think the will is there. There's no doubt about that. They're determined. And McIntosh forced to go now. Problems, real problems. McIntosh in trouble. Abraham's kick through. Terrific tackle, McIntosh. Getting through Scholl. It's a goal. It's a goal.
When was the last drop kick goal in AFL?
Ashley McIntosh, he's been terrific down in the back line, but he did turn the ball over. He put his teammate under enormous pressure. We'll pick up in a second. I think it was Chad Morrison, and the handball missed McIntosh. Area of Abraham. Great tackle by McIntosh once again. That was a drop kick. You called it right there, Dennis.
Clever stuff.
Gee whiz.
Craig Scholl has bitted 2 goals, and the Kangaroos lead 8-7 to 4-5. Rucks go at it again. Fuster, better judgment. Harvey quickly away. Stevens kicking down towards half forward. Scholl got a bad bounce, hacked out of midair by McIntosh. Through the centre square. Full-blooded was White. Gets it away to Reid. Reid breaking through, kicks to half forward, and Jones. Another youngster who had a set shot in the first quarter.
The goal square.
Yes, man on in the square. Jones seems oblivious to that. Pickett's aware of it. He's just hanging off and lurking. But Jones, he missed to the right, which was unusual given the breeze. What will he do this time? Good effort.
Great goal.
These kids are learning well. Lovely goal.
It's interesting, Mitchell White, as they did the first time with Williams, they said go back and have a shot. They were pretty confident about their chances, weren't they?
Yep, they certainly were. Mitchell White's been terrific at centre-half forward. He's had 12 kicks, 5 handballs and 6 marks. He'd give Glenn Archer a bit of a run around here today so far. And here's Reid going forward, the little chip kick across here to Jones. And as you saw a bit earlier, his teammate Andrew Williams kicked one from 60 metres out. So he went back and he went bang. That's a good goal for West Coast, the goal they certainly wanted.
So a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old scoring for the Eagles after half-time. 5-5 to 8-7. The next 10 minutes might tell a tale here. The Eagles are making a little move, and the Kangaroos are under a bit of pressure, even though they've got a comfortable lead on the scoreboard. McKernan, Reid has been pretty good, working it cleverly, then ran into Braun, had to get a handball in a hurry. Pike, Jones, couldn't quite control it. Through McCartney, back to Cousins, slapped away from him by Archer. Well done, Archer. Terrific stuff. Gets it to McCartney. McCartney's handball to Roberts. Roberts to McKernan. McKernan can load up. Gives it all he's got to fall forward. McKenna works to the front, held on to Abraham. Free kick. Bluey's not going to like it. Gee, it's a big call from the goal square on a day like today, isn't it? There was a lot of holding early, and then it looked in the end as if McKenna should have got it, if anything, but maybe he was hanging on early. It's very hard to tell. Well, he had a little bit of jumper. You could see the jumper go away, but it's a very soft kick.
In front of goal too, Bruce. You don't like him that far out.
Well, Abraham won't miss, surely. This will be his 4th.
Oh, hang on.
I think it's a goal. It's 4 to Abraham. Well, spoils it a bit, I reckon. Anyway.
Certainly does there, and I'm not quite sure. When 2 players are making contact to each other and they're holding each other, I just reckon you call play on. They're both having a crack at each other, and it was terrific play by Glenn Archer. He kept the ball alive. He just dived on the foot. He got the ball out to Jason McCartney with quick hands to Roberts. Corey McKernan, as we know, can kick the ball long. And there we are once again. Here's the contest. I say play on. No free kick.
So the Kangaroos get that important goal again and get it back out to what it was at the half, 26 points. Ben Cousins just 9 possessions. They need more from him. His season's high is 35 on this ground against Sydney back in round 9. Main Waring, what a comeback it's been. That's his 12th possession. Interesting. Philip Matera almost stole that one. This is Jones paddling it towards the boundary line. Comes back looking for support, and Philip Matera spins out of trouble. At close quarters to White, bearing down was Archer, and the ball goes out of bounds. Not a comfortable feeling when that man is coming towards you.
Yeah, great pressure there by Glenn Archer on Mitchell White. Has been a very good player for the West Coast at centre-half forward. As I said before, he's at the better of the contest out of them too.
McKernan slides past White, who works him under the ball. Pickett couldn't control it. Cousins trying to get through. Still Cousins worked off it. Stevens tried to knock it out. Philip Matera, a hand pass towards the boundary. Coming through is Grant. He played it pretty well and knocks it across the line. This game very much in the balance now. The Eagles have got the first goal of the term. The Kangaroos counted. The Eagles got the next one and the Kangaroos counted. They're going blow for blow. Of course, the Eagles can't afford to do that to win. McKernan. They need to retain their spirit. A couple of goals together could do that. And they need to come now. Wapunda chases the ball across the boundary line.
Hughes has been pretty good since he's gone in the ruck on McKernan.
Done a good job.
He has done a very good. Bellotti started in the ruck with Gardner pulling out before the game had started. But he's been pretty good.
McKernan directs it down, ricochets across to Reid. Sold Braun into trouble close to the boundary line. Out on the full. Bad luck. Inadvertently, Braun hit it with his left boot.
Unlucky. See the replay here. Gee,
Stiff.
Djakovic good. McCartney to Pike. Pike at half-back. Good kick for distance. Blakey worked underneath it. Metropolis. Cousins. He's getting to a lot of footy. Main Waring. Wapunda, well done. Centre wing right in front of us here. Still a couple of good long kicks from goal. It goes in short for Main Waring. Not quite, but it'll be a free kick, I think. Main Waring. It's been a very impressive comeback. Little one to Reid, who should run on. Can run on, measures it, kicks it, misses it very badly. To behind. It was the right option. He was going to be tested, I think, with a man on the mark from there. But he had some space. In the end, maybe he was rushed a bit. 9-7 to 5-6. They haven't been able to kick 2 goals consecutively in this match, the Eagles, and that's what they're searching for.
Yeah, Chris Main Waring, as you said, Bruce, has been absolutely sensational. Well, he had 15 or 16 possessions. Mark Roberts, who was on him, has been taken from the ground. It looks like now Gary Durkay may have gone over to a wing.
So King plays on short to Grant. Not really the man for that spot because he's a left footer. Hasn't even able to run on and stay on his right. As it was, he had to check. Not well thought out. Still, he can drive it around the outer side eventually, having slowed things down. In the road is Fuster. The big man juggles it. Guess who? Main Waring again, hurriedly on the boot. Not one of his better efforts, though. Out of bounds on the full. And Grant will get it again. 61 to 36. Hard to measure the heart of a competitor. Chris Main Waring relishing his chance back in the spotlight, back in the big time. Grant hugs the boundary with a kick close to the line. Welsh, good effort at the mark. Is he going to be paid? I think so. Either that or a push in the back. So Welsh out on the line, driving it up towards centre wing and drifting in, gathering the bouncing ball was Harvey. Still Harvey, hand passes out wide. Scholl leads in the race. McIntosh hit him hard.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Scholl is hurt. Coming through as Wells, picking it up as Williams, slips it away. Braun gets it across. Embley's hand pass to Williams. Williams upended as he kicks. Well inside the 50. Cummings goes up, but Archer, who relishes it, but it's tough, comes in, takes the mark, and will this be 50? I think it may be. Craig Scholl seems to be, well, okay is not the operative word, but he's on his feet. Archer, meantime, will get 50. And on this ground, that's a hefty penalty. He'll come up towards midfield. Just get the feeling they've upped the ante here. The Eagles realising they can't go goal for goal. Down goes Archer, but it was his ball.
It certainly was his ball. He had the second grab and he had the first grab as well. Scotty Cummins, a bit undisciplined play by him then.
Archer's kick to centre half. Well, Kerry still without a mark in this game, claiming that. Not paid. Harvey, here's danger for West Coast. Getting out Carey to King. King's kick coming back. It's very close. I think he's got it. He has. That was a great kick. A very good kick. Tough now for the Eagles. That could be the one that really breaks their back.
It's just amazing, Bruce, where in this third term they've done all the attacking West Coast Eagles. And to the credit of North Melbourne, they've only gone forward probably 2 or 3 occasions in this third quarter. And David King, how many times to see David King do this? Coming out from a half-back flank, he's got the habit of kicking those goals, which can break your back. We saw it last week against Port Adelaide.
Carey was good there, not paid the mark and then won the handball. And the Kangaroos have got a big margin now, 10-7 to 5-6. They've responded strongly. McKernan and Fuster. Fuster's done very well after McKernan dominated the first quarter and a half. Banfield clever. Again, Cousins getting to the footy, but they've been quickly onto him. And he may get a free kick for hanging on here. They've worked him over a bit today, the Kangaroos. They obviously have seen him as a key target. Cousins low to centre half forward. McCartney, well, Jones stayed down and it fell into his lap. McCartney going up a little half-heartedly, probably mistiming it with the breeze. Well, you want history to repeat itself here. He's probably 5 metres closer than he was when he kicked the goal earlier. Same sort of angle, and the West Coast must score goals from every opportunity from here on in.
Yeah, a little bit of luck there, Bruce, as you did call that. Jason McCartney got caught under the football.
So Jones again gets up and under. It's close. It's very close. Is it a goal? No. 1-2 to Rowan Jones, the 19-year-old. And West Coast edge a little closer, but they're a long way back now.
I think the breeze did McCartney in. It can happen on a windy day. You
Yeah,
get up there, Doug. It's a terrible feeling, isn't it?
Yeah,
you're up there.
You're up there and you go, hang on, this is not going to be mine, this one. It's gone a bit too long for me.
I know I look silly and I'm not going to touch this.
Oh, yeah, it can happen. Don't worry about that, Devil.
Hard to keep your dignity.
Oh, yeah.
So King to bring it in. And the Kangaroos on top by 30 points now. The Eagles desperate for the next goal. King comes to the attacking side of the ground. Haven't seen that too often. Archer gathers the bouncing ball, kicks down towards half forward. It eludes Blakey. 3-on-2 favours the Eagles, headed by McKenna. Straight to Carey. Carey from 60 metres out. Great defensive work from behind there. Reaching around and punching it across the line, Stevens. So a boundary throw in. He was out of position. It looked an Eagles mark, but somehow got an arm in there, and that was enough. So the ball stays inside the attacking 50 for the Kangaroos. McKernan. Danger lurking behind here. McKernan backs off. Durkee is behind him. Trying to crash through down there was Carey. Now Abraham, he was behind, but he doesn't finish it off. He kicks it behind. Could have gone over the top there. There was a man, it was Harvey, only about 5 metres out, but he certainly was moving quickly, Abraham.
Yeah, the handball, you're right there, Dennis, could have been on, but then again, he was travelling that quick. He had 2 or 3 opponents from West Coast Eagles just running straight at him. He was under enormous pressure, and he tried that snap. But he has been a terrific player down there. He's probably been the difference in the first half between the two sides.
McIntosh has been very good. In the shadows. The margin now at 31 points. McIntosh being told to hurry up.
Ooh.
Goes for distance towards the outer side. McKernan was out there, and so too Carey. That's not the spot to put it high to, but of course it's got to go out there. Grant, that's the defensive side of the ground. Grant's hand pass over his head wanders inside the centre square. Pickett and Main wearing. Maney, welcome back. Here's McCartney.
Left footer going to ground. Abraham, well done, Banfield. Long handball, running onto it broad. Handball over the top to Williams. A big chance here. He's got wide outside Hindley, I should say. Kicks to full forward, bad kick. Martin misses the lock. Kemp, can he make something? He's got White behind him. Pushes back to White. Clever. Well, out of bounds it must have been, but I'm a long way away. It looked into me, but I'm a long way away.
Well, the boundary umpire is passing the buck to the goal umpire, saying it was the goal umpire's call. Watch it again.
Kemp.
That's in. I reckon that's in. I reckon the umpire, the boundary's got caught out there.
Whole of the ball must be over. That looked in, didn't it?
Yeah. The play can be out, can't he, Bruce? Yeah, the play can be out.
McCartney, Jones, White might get a second go, can't. Must get a goal, the Eagles. They've got to get something from this now. Jakovic hasn't had a kick. McKenna's had 2. North Melbourne have worked that out pretty well today. The Careys had very little influence, so in a way, I guess Djakovic has held his man. Well done, back to White, coming from Jones and the big hook, missing everything. So Mitchell White with plenty of the football.
Oh, he's dominated centre forward. 13, 5 and 13 kicks, 5 handballs and 6 marks. He's been a very good player. But just the last couple of occasions there, Dennis, they've gone forward. I can't remember the player who turned the ball over. You've got to do a lot better when you got the ball in your possession.
Pike belts it out wide. Big fly coming, taken cleverly by Durkee.
Embley's kick wasn't a good one, was it?
One, yes.
Durkee bouncing it through the centre square. Carey pulls rank, lays it off. Simpson, high kick down towards centre half forward. Abraham could have been interfered with. No call. McKenna wants to go. He was held without it. He'll get the free kick. Well, a couple of times there, Guy McKenna flirting with disaster.
Don't argue.
McIntosh from McKenna.
Oh!
Under pressure. Kicks it towards the outer side wing. Good diving mark is taken by Simpson. Sounds like a honeymooners hotel. Here's a chance for Grant. Grant right on the 50, feeds it back. King nicely done to Grant. He'll be dangerous from here with the left foot. No, he sprayed it wide and to behind.
I just had a bit of a squirrel there, Dennis, when actually McIntosh was coming forward. He wanted to kick on his left side of his body, and just great pressure by Winston Abraham to force him onto the wrong side of his body, which turned the ball over.
Welsh, is it?
Yeah, it looks Welsh, doesn't it? He's at half forward. In fact, he's not too far from that contest. In fact, Williams' little kick to centre wing. McCartney back to half forward, and Kangaroos in the front spot. First tackle looks high.
It's David King in trouble, boys.
That's Kingy, is it? Thanks, Dipper. And he's going to come off by the look of it.
Doesn't want to.
Cousins kick to Braun. Okay. Braun onto him, Simpson. King couldn't get involved. He must be hurt because Braun nearly ran across his path. White got a fingertip to it. Mainwaring crashes hard. Well done, Shannon Grant, who's done extremely well. Williams sort of half threw it out to Mainwaring. Mainwaring's kick to the space. Martin went to ground. Half a push out and half a throw. Terrific tackle by Welsh. It's a centre half forward. Ball up. So Kingy, Deborah, any idea what's wrong with him?
Just check with him now, Bruce. Looks like he's bleeding from the mouth. Looks like a very hard knock. He's just telling the doctor's okay.
Oh, yes.
We just saw a replay, Dipper, so we can see what happened there.
Collision with Fuster.
Yep.
10-9-5-7. We'll get another angle of it here.
There's a fair bump. Dennis, well, yeah, a little bit high maybe.
Mitchell White, Mickey Martin in front, ricocheted away. Bell read it well. Back to Harvey. Oh, gee, he's confident. Took his man on. Clayton. It'll find the line, you'd think. Not quite. Yes, that one's over. Boundary throw in. Can't find a way, West Coast, can they, in front of goal?
They've got plenty of footy, Bruce. They just can't, get that goal they certainly do need. And sometimes they've overused the ball, which probably has cost them over the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Frustrating game in its way too, isn't it? Just wanting it to sort of get on track, but these conditions difficult. He's a sidewinder, that boundary throw in, that boundary umpire. In goes Stevens. Picked up there by Clayton, feeds it away. Mainwaring, looping hand pass, in trouble. His teammate there in Cousins, he was run down. They descended on him very quickly. Not the hand pass he needed. But another boundary throw in. Interesting style.
King is all right, boys. He's just got a cut in his mouth. He's just telling the doctors he's fine. So expecting him back on in the last quarter.
He'll be back. 69-37. Fuster taps it down. Here's McCartney, aided by a good Shepherd, gets away from centre half back through the centre square. Scholl and McIntosh on the ground. This is McIntosh's domain, although Scholl played it pretty well. Flicks it over the top, did McIntosh. McKenna, he was legged. It came back to him. On top of him then is Durkee claiming a kick. Nothing doing. Umpire Dorr goes across and will bounce it. 32 points the margin. Uncanny the way this found its way back.
That's got to be a free kick.
To McKenna. No doubt about that. He was legged. So ball up inside the centre square. McKernan props in front. Mainwaring missed it. Braun feeds it wide. Now Morrison's away.
Kicks to the pocket. Cummings his target. A couple of big crash. White can kick a goal. Measures it. The wind's got it for a long time. Too long in the end. And you're going to put it up in the air like that and it's going to travel slowly. There's a lot of room for error today. He kicked 3 goals. Now what's the goal umpire done?
Touched.
So
what is that all about? Blood rule.
Stretcher.
So behind, I'm not sure what's going on. But White...
Could be blood, Rule. You might be right there.
He's just telling the Scotty Cummins got a bit of blood on his knee.
Oh, it's come to that.
Boy, there are policemen everywhere.
He's
Kick
good,
out.
that goal umpire. Very busy.
Fuster, yes, it was a big boundary line call a moment ago. Welsh's kick to Scholl, got him. Scholl in the heart of the centre square. Abraham has been a target all day. McKenna was set up for Bluey, that one. And he's got it. Neat kick to Kemp at half-back. Kemp's got a couple of options, but he's set it up here for Stevens. Again, the wind playing a bit of havoc. Well played, Williams. Cousins, cut off a bit by McCartney. Braun goes back. Advantage given. Bellotti short. White is getting midfielder possessions. Left foot, squeezes out. Cummings and Martin. Cummings front spot, caught one around the ears. Crashing through there was Embley. Held up by the Kangaroos. Ball up. North have done well, haven't they? They've been able to just keep on hanging on. And West Coast can't get it to happen from half forward on.
He's a marvel, Mickey Martin. He just makes a great contest every time. He's caught one-on-one again with Scotty Cummins. I think he's only had the one kick, Scotty Cummins, for a goal, and Mickey's just been terrific. What a great player he's been over many years.
I think both of them finding the lights and or the sun rather difficult down there. McCartney slaps it down. Durkay slips it away. Stevens through the centre square. It bounces towards centre half forward. McIntosh kicks it out wide towards the scoring side, and Braun now. He's forward of the wing. Morrison is on for the short one. Could well be 50. Carey pursuing Jakovic, and now that lead, Morrison, has been closed down. Braun's kick not all that convincing, but it gets there. And Cummings, on a very tight angle, a chance to score.
I just wonder there, Dennis, why wasn't that 50? Seriously, I mean, the bloke's got the boys. He ready to have a kick, and Wayne Carey's just cannon into him. It's got to be 50 metres.
You're asking me to explain the inexplicable.
Yeah,
when it comes to umpiring, I just draw the curtain. So Scott Cummings going at his second. They need this one. They're down by 31 points, approaching three-quarter time. Just inside the 50, sharp angle. It skews off to the left. Oh, big leap down there by Jones, knocked towards the line by Grant. Kept it alive initially, escorted across by Clayton.
Kernan picking himself up. He was winded there. Jones a big fly. Again, the Eagles in attack, but not having much to show for it. White, McKernan, Jones couldn't control it. Clayton forced to kick off one leg. Now Cousins working hard. They've been quick to tackle him today. Durkay's kick holding up in the breeze at centre wing. McIntosh has played a wonderful quarter. In fact, a magnificent match all day. His kick down the line is a beauty. Morrison at centre wing. Goes hard to centre half forward. Matera's out to numbered in terms of height. Mickey just took a little while to get a handle on it. Did. Not a good kick. Embley, again, besieged by North Melbourne players. Archer's very good in that situation. Fending off, wanting the boundary line, finds it. It's a frustrating day for the Eagles. There's no question about that. Gee, if you took a sickie in Perth today, you'd be
feeling sick.
You'd be
Would
sick.
you?
Yeah,
All of that.
You're doing your sickie, I reckon, Bruce.
That's right.
You couldn't possibly go to work tomorrow.
A legitimate day off, as it turns out.
They've had every chance, haven't they? They've gone inside 50 as many times as North Melbourne without kicking that score.
Well, not over yet. Bellotti dragged down through it, according to the umpire. Kangaroo free on the outer side. Just seconds remaining. They can ill afford to concede another goal here, the Eagles. Mainwaring crashes in, but Clayton did very well. Great concentration there. So we're down to 33 seconds as Clayton kicks towards the pocket. Storming across is Welsh. And the ball jarred across the line, enough to stop the clock at 28 seconds. Guy McKenna, he and his men with a bit to do. McKernan, dangerous in this situation. Up he goes, hooks it towards the kickoff line. McKenna was taken high. McKernan following through, collected him. McKenna wasting no time across the goal face, and Morrison breaking hard for him as Braun. Well, young Williams confused the picture there. He brought his man to Braun. As a result, the West Coast Eagles had to hold it up. Braun getting back, though, trying to make the best of a bad situation. Pike, Grant, Archer, Pike, and there's the siren. Well, inexperienced there. They were running it out, and you could see Braun working across the ground, trying to run to space, telling Williams to get back, and I don't think Williams...
The start of the final term here, and the Eagles probably need a 7-8 goal quarter, and you don't think that's possible for them to win. They've contained the Kangaroos, but we know they do that so well. Bell out of the centre, gets to half forward, a bit of a jostle there between Morrison and Durkay. And he has. Glenn's got a kick. Certainly hasn't played a bad game, by the way. He's kept a hold on the king, and the mark by Stevens. Hard worker, plenty of possessions. Releasing Bell, has also had a lot of it. Kicks it a bit up and under. Jakovic belts it away. It's still inside the 50 though. Simpson crashes forward. Bouncing ball through for a behind. Well, the one thing that will destroy any hope West Coast has got, and it's only slim, would be an early Kangaroo goal. Who's on the bench for the Eagles? Dipper.
Yeah, keep it, a couple of changes there. Dean Kemper's on the bench, Simons, Fuster, and also Ruakunda.
Metropolis in short to McKenna. He's in the back pocket. 70 plays 38. Guy McKenna kicking it up towards the wing. Judging it nicely was Jones, knocking it on. Worth a kick. Bounces down towards half forward, picked up by Williams. He hand passes towards the boundary and has been duly penalised. So King is back on the ground and he's got the free. Or is it going to Grant? It's Grant. King was rushing to get it, but
It's
it'll go to
stiff there.
Grant.
Yeah.
It was a fair way in, wasn't it?
Certainly
the kick
was.
comes down towards half forward. Carey launches himself at the back. A couple of the Eagles, too. Plight stepped aside. Clayton pops it into the path of Bell. Bell about 15 metres out, gets the goal they want. That hurts.
Clayton's handy, isn't he? I mean, just did it well, and Bell was smart. Smart kick in the end.
Yeah, it was a great play by Shane Clayton. I'd run with that too. I think he's the son of Ian Clayton. I'll stick to that one, Bruce, I think I will.
I'm not going to argue with you,
No.
Dougie, with any stats or information, I promise you.
It was great vision by Clayton. I mean, he could have kicked the ball very, very long, but he found Peter Bell on his own. And Bell's been a fairly busy player without really being on fire. At this stage, he's had 15 kicks, 5 handballs and 5 marks and kicked a goal. So it's a pretty reasonable day.
He snuck up on us a bit, hasn't he?
He certainly has.
He always does, doesn't he?
Dougie changed his tone slightly as he saw the 15, 5 and 5, didn't he?
He may get a vote now, Bruce, after that.
11-10 to 5-8. Well, it's going to be a big, long way back here for the Eagles, and North Melbourne could probably taste it a bit. As Simpson kicks to full forward, Abraham, McKenna, Jakovic, Carey's tackle effective, McKenna back, Morrison to McIntosh. He's in trouble, but he does find a way so often. May just get the boundary line in the end. Reed, good tackle by Bell. It's now out, boundary throw in. Ooh. He's nearly a goal a game man, Bell, isn't he? Just so much to admire about him. He's become one of the most effective players in the competition. There's nobody quite like him. He's quite unique at the moment in the way he plays the game and his effectiveness. Boundary throw in, about 45 metres from the goal. Simpson over the top. Harvey there, Morrison there, and again it'll be a bounce. So Kangaroos, as we look at their bench, are looking at 7 consecutive wins. Nobody else has managed that this season. Dipper.
John Blakey, Matthew Capuano, Mark Roberts and Kent Kinsley.
So a bounce just in from the line, not a particularly good one. Morrison goes up, thumps it. In trouble, Braun, picked up by Grant, kept it in. McIntosh steps up and takes the mark. Comes across the goal face, taking a bit of a risk. McKenna in the opposite pocket. Leading for him is Rintoul. He gets
Great
short
kick.
of that. Finds Metropolis. It was a good kick. Metropolis coming hard too. Now he kicks for Rintoul, who moved back. Rintoul's taken this one. He's about 75 metres from goal. Goes across into open space. Just a half chance. That was all Pickett needed. Gathered the bouncing ball and strides away. You can see what happens at the SCG. One kick and suddenly the roles are reversed. Down goes Carey. Down goes Jakovic. Left standing McKenna. Pumps it back to Braun. On the other side, Williams now. Embley needs to peel off and run hard back towards the 50. Philip Matera is long. That's the direction the kick takes. Archer gets across. Banfield, can he gather it deep in the pocket? A fumble. And across the line, a half chance goes Biggie.
He's an amazing player, Byron Pickett, on that occasion. It's probably 3rd or 4th in line to get that ball, and he won it. Somehow he got it. I have no idea. There's Winston Abraham on the bench. Probably looks like maybe a bit of a crook ankle.
Spot on, Dougie just took himself off then, and the doctors are checking his ankle.
So forward pocket. Banfield probably should have left it for Matera in the end. Matera on his right side. Banfield was always having to come back. Push forward, chance for Banfield, low tackle, Reed, tucked away, good kick, goal, well done. Well, that's what they've been trying to do all day, find a goal from not much, but they did there, and well, it's been symbolic of the Eagles for much of the 90s that they'll keep coming, and they minimise their losses, and at the moment they are looking at a defeat. But if they can just contain it, they'll maintain their strong percentage.
Yeah, certainly, Bruce. And they've probably kept their hopes alive. I mean, OK, 4 or 5 goals, but that certainly does give them some hope. Reed's been pretty reasonable. Kicked 2 goals now.
Well, as they did in the third term, they start goal for goal. 11-10 to 6-8.
Haven't put 2 together all day, Dennis,
No.
the Eagles.
Interesting in that centre square, you've got Embley, you've got Bellotti, Banfield, and roving is Cousins. Interesting quartet. Embley goes high and concedes a free. It'll be taken by that man again, Peter Bell. Interesting, averaging 23 possessions a game this season. Played 2 games for the Fremantle Dockers as it comes down towards Carey. And in those 2 games, Bell had 7 kicks, both of them against Richmond. It's developed into a fine career nevertheless. Mainwaring hurriedly. McCartney goes back and takes the mark. So Carey still searching for his first mark. McCartney, Blakey gave a contest, got a fist on it. Reed down in front, nicely done. Looping hand pass, release Cousins, Bellotti, back to Cousins, in trouble. Ridden into the ground out there by Stevens, is it?
King.
No, it's King. King pleading his case. He was penalised in any case. Free kick taken quickly by Cousins towards the outer side. Williams knocks it to his own advantage, gets the kick off ahead of Grant arriving. It wanders down towards the pocket and goes across the line in front of White.
Sloppy kick by Cousins in the first place, really.
It was, no doubt about that, Bruce. And the handball from Laurie Bellotti was certainly behind. Is that Mainwaring off the ground? Well, it's been one promising thing. If you look at the return to AFL football, Chris Mainwaring, it just shows that he can still play at this level. He's been terrific today, Chris Mainwaring.
Very good.
Bellotti and McKernan. McKernan over the top. Well read, though, by Williams. Back towards the pocket. Pike on the up was good to King. King squeezes it out to centre wing. McIntosh has been fantastic. Half volley. Tried to push it out in Jones's direction. Grant read it best. Kicks to a space. Morrison timed it well. It was very good, I thought, late in the third quarter, Morrison. Little short one. OK. Taken by Jones. Very promising player, this fellow as well. Centre wing. Kick to half forward. Philip Matera. Probably not a great option with McKernan lurking there.
It's just not the spot for it anyway, is it?
No, not all. You've got to come down the centre of the ground now, down through the corridor.
Yeah.
Pickett to Simpson. Simpson at centre half back.
Emerging player Scott Simpson, or rather Adam Simpson, comes across the ground and finds Shannon Grant. So Grant forward of half back. Kangaroos seemingly in control. Grant going for distance down towards centre half forward. Morrison in best position. Good mark. Plays on immediately. Casual kick across towards right half back. Bellotti. McKernan bearing down. Shrugs the tackle. Well played. Breaks away from half back. Not a good kick though. It bounces up to Mitchell White. White surrounded. Hurriedly kicks inside the 50 again towards that pocket. The defensive side of the ground.
Oh, dropping
in trouble. That's holding it surely. Play goes on close to the boundary line. No decision. Socket off the ground by Williams. Behind. Quick thinking by Williams, but we saw Pickett try and beat the tackler, put the ball on the ground, then dragged off it. This has got to be holding the ball.
No doubt, he had every opportunity to get rid of the football. It was his choice to take on Philip Matera. It's very hard to win a game of football when you've got one forward who's won for you. Mitchell White's been the outstanding player in their forward line. Scotty Cummins and Phil Matera have been their goal kickers. Have certainly been down their form today.
Pike's wobbly kick to centre wing. Welsh and Metropolis. Harvey tried to draw a free kick. Reed, good tackle. Back to Harvey. Harvey's neat little kick. Scholes got it. He's just outside 50. The paddock set up to run into. Blakey wants it there in a hurry. He moved hard. The moment's now lost. Scholes kick OK though. Durkay running onto it. There was always a lot of space, wasn't there? There was a problem for West Coast. And Gary Durkay takes the mark about 45 metres out. Tightish angle, but it'll be the breeze that'll worry him more than the kick, you'd think. in terms of his distance and the angle.
Yeah, it was good play by Scholl. Just held the football up for as long as he wanted to. He had the ball. It's his choice when he wants to kick it, and he found Durkay on his own.
He's back in the team today. Played the first 7 matches of the season, and didn't play against Hawthorn, Fremantle or Port Adelaide. Worked his way back. It's going to be a hard team to get into, I think, this Kangaroo team, as they keep on gathering. That's not a good kick. To full forward, McKenna, and also Reid was manhandled. Bell, get those votes out. No, Morrison, well done. Terrific effort. It's had a very good second half, Morrison. Belts at the centre wing. McCartney chasing hard. He's well in front of Jones. And I think he's pretty happy with that result. So the Kangaroos are sitting on it. They established an early lead, and they've basically sat on it all day, haven't they?
Wouldn't you be amazed if I said before the game, Bruce and Dennis, that North Melbourne may win by 4 or 5 goals and Wayne Carey will not have a mark for the game and have no real big impact on the game?
Throw it out aside. McKernan into minds about going for that one. Grant charged down by Banfield, slips it away eventually to McCartney, who kicks it around the outer side. Socket off the ground by Djakovic. We'll count that as a kick, although it went out of bounds on the full. He wouldn't be happy with it. There's Carey, markless. Until this term, Djakovic was kickless. He goes back and takes a fine mark. What a courage there. His first mark, Djakovic. Well, he can lord it over Carey. Braun close to the boundary line. The wrong end for the West Coast Eagles at the present time. They trail by 31 points. Kick to the outer side. Terrific mark out there by Williams. What a promising youngster. No easy mark that. A pack mark. Some tall timber from Glenn Archer there. He makes you earn it. So Williams on the wing. That's a bit of kick to the middle of the ground, but unfortunately McKernan sensed that wake up sooner or later. Was in position A. Comes to Grant. Grant at half-back, short one. Durkay on his chest. Marked inside the centre square. Back at centre half-back to take it. Kicks down towards half-forward. Not a particularly good kick, or was it? Carey's first mark, so we'll call it a good kick. It didn't spin too well, but Carey's got this ball about 60 metres out. Sends it towards the opposite pocket. McKenna takes a good grab.
Terrific mark. In the back pocket. Sure, not a good kick. Carey might get the second one. Oh, well done, Glenn Djakovic. Play on call, and no mark paid. Gee, McKenna's kick was always going to be a problem. Djakovic held his ground extremely well.
Suddenly it's a marking bonanza between these two.
Can't stop them, Dennis.
No.
Morrison to Reid. Perhaps they worked it out with another 3/4 time. They better get on the stat sheet a bit. Kicks to centre wing. McKernan to Bell, who continues to have an influence. Grant's been good. That one smothered. Well done, Banfield. Little gift to Cousins. Oh, rode it magnificently. Turned like a great rover that he is. Kicks the ball to 50. Archer. Well done. Little squeezy one. Matera under pressure. Rintoul. Gang tackle. Pickett. Good stuff. Bangs it towards the line. McKernan jogging after it. Boundary throwing. It's a bit of irony that the Kangaroos have sold a lot of them coming. There's a Matera. Might have hurt his arm. Sold a lot of their promotion surrounding Carey. Got injured against Sydney. Didn't play against St Kilda's. Had little effect. I reckon if you're a Sydney person, they love stars. You sort of come along and say, well, what's all the fuss about this king?
The irony also may be this ground itself.
Yes.
And the impact it has on him. As Scholl feeds it across to Grant, he'll like this situation. Natural left foot up, goes long and accurate. Wonderful goal on the run. His second.
He's had a great game, Shannon Grant. I'd probably really say 30 possessions. He's kicked 2 goals and just been that player, certainly up in their midfield. Come out of their back line as well, where David Wirapunda was playing down the forward line. Terrific goal there. He had the lead there from Winston Abraham, decided to go long, and as we've said so many times before, being an ex-Sydney Swans player, easy goal for him.
It is a peculiar ground. I think there's a bit in that. Grant knows this ground so well, and it's been like his backyard today. But he's such a consistent player. He's probably playing up to the form that he's shown for much of the year. Well done, Banfield. And then floats it to full forward. Won't get to Cummings. That's a good mark by Archer. Really good mark. Kick to King. They're working hard, the Kangaroos. They can put a big space in West Coast in this last quarter now. Kicks to centre wing over the back. Reid to Cousins. Boy, he's tried. He just hasn't had an impact. McIntosh, probably the best for West Coast. Kemp, Reed, belts it hard and high. Might be a chance here. Williams couldn't take it. Handball over the top, taken by Pickett, was good. To Simpson, to Clayton. Liked his game. Tried to draw it down the ground, not paid. McKenna's got it. So McKenna, again a bit high for Rintoul. Stood his ground pretty well. Kemp provided a bit of a shepherd for Simmons. To Braun. Braun to Rintoul. Rintoul's kick to Cummings, waits for it. Will take Mickey on. Now he's going to run out of room. Pickett was so quick. He was fantastic to Martin. Martin to Archer. The hard men in the game. Clayton.
Like a missile there, Pickett. Clayton feeds it back to Grant. Grant, about 15 metres across to Archer. All the time in the world, he kicks up towards centre field. Too much carry there for Morrison, as it turned out. Blakey storming past his Durkee. 50 metres out Durkee, and he's missed.
I reckon Dennis Pagan would have sat up there and seen that passage of play with Pickett, Martin and Archer, and just licked his chops, wouldn't he?
I mean, Pickett just put his body on the line and just threw himself head first. And Scotty Cummins running so hard at the football as well. I mean, that was a terrific play by Byron Pickett.
Particularly the way the scoreboard is. I mean, you've got the game.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. McIntosh comes back to McKenna. McKenna hurriedly did well. Gets it out to Morrison. He's at left half back, Chad Morrison. The longer it's gone, the better he's played. Mitchell White despairing lunge. Needs to get up and support his teammate. Down went Jones. Clayton got it across to Archer, who finds Scholl on the wing. Nobody near him. Scholl goes for a run, kicks inside the 50. Going back down there, Metropolis knocked it in front. Bell, unkind bounce. Down went Banfield, picked up by Welsh. Steps back inside the 50. Goes across the goal face. Carey, a late decision to go. Off hands and across the line.
Just looking at Guy McKenna, I know in the first half we had Winston Haybrand kick probably, I think it was 4 goals on him, but I reckon McKenna in the second half certainly has turned the tables. He's had 10 kicks, McKenna, 5 handballs and 6 marks. Been a very good player in the second half of the West Coast Eagles.
I can remember commenting he had 2 kicks at one stage.
Yeah, he was
deep in the
early.
third quarter. He's done well. McIntosh in short. He's had a great game. A couple of his disposals at the back line have been a bit scary, but he's had a wonderful match. 12-12, 6-9. They're just stuck, West Coast, and the Kangaroos are going to get a bit of percentage out of all of this. Move themselves up to at least third. May challenge. Kick across the ground. Embley, he kept it in, and then just has to sort of belt it along as far as he can. Well, Putner comes in hard with Pickett. That was a bit... Whoa! What's happened here? Pickett there. Free kick, is it off the boot of Wapunda?
Well,
good contest between the two of them. They went hard at the ball, hip and shoulder. Pickett's got it. Centre half forward, Carey, Jakovic, Blakey just can't quite get a handle on it. Does. Clayton, worried out of it, will get a free kick. It's coming back. So Clayton, ex-Fitzroy players have been good to Dennis Pagan. Clayton wobbling, not a good kick. Metropolis, well, I don't know why he gave it to Bluey. He was on the move himself, and now McKenna's in trouble. Oh, did very, very well. Lovely kick to Wapunda.
Wapunda at centre half back. Drives it up towards centre half forward. Mitchell White controls it to his own advantage. If he didn't mark it, he certainly wanted to get onto it. He feeds it across to Simmons, and Simmons has missed from about 35 metres out. So they can't find a goal at the moment. Matters not really. We're under 7 minutes to go now. 84 plays 46.
Yeah, you just got to kick those goals. I mean, that's probably his bread and butter when you run in for goal. Mitchell White's been a very good player for West Coast Eagles. He's had a great duel there with Glenn Archer, and I'll just probably say Mitchell White's had the better of that one.
King goes for a long kick in. McKernan was up. Cousins didn't have the ball. Banfield 55 metres out. Tugs it back. Cummings, plenty of Kangaroos around him. Archer tries to crash the pack. He knows the ball's back there somewhere. White wrenched it off him, and Williams kicks a goal.
Terrific White, wasn't he?
Yep. Williams has tried hard, hasn't he, too?
Yeah, he certainly has been a very good player, and I think one thing that Mickey Morris is very happy with, a couple of the younger players. Young Rowan Jones has been a very good player. Williams has kicked 2 goals now. There's that man, Mitchell White, I thought it's been absolutely terrific here against probably all odds down. He's been the only forward for West Coast Eagles been a winner, and he was just great play to get that ball across to Andrew Williams. As I said, has kicked his second goal. So promising signs for a couple of younger players for West Coast Eagles.
Well, they keep it respectable, don't they? It's 7-12. Game gone, but hanging on. This defeat will mean they've only won 2 of their last 5, West Coast. It's not as if the wheels are falling off, but they've come back to the field after they had a nice cushion on the top. Wapunda, high, White working hard as he's done all day, gets his hands to it, wants to give a handball off, Archer over the top. It's been a very interesting duel. I mean, White's been outstanding, but Archer's contributed strongly since half-time. White at one end, McIntosh at the other. 2 of their stars standing tall today for West Coast, but they just haven't been able to turn it into goals and points on the scoreboard. McCartney. Well done again, Williams. Archer. And that one's out on the full. Braun will kick it back in.
I'm not quite sure their opponent next week. I think it's Port Adelaide, Bruce,
yep.
that West Coast take on at Subiaco next Sunday. So it'll be a big game for them.
Well, they've had 1 defeat at home with Carlton, so it's about the Max should want. Kicked by Braun. Martin read it best. He'll be pleased with his job today. Hasn't been a great day for 4 forwards, let's face it. Cummings, I think, he's committed himself, but he's had few opportunities, but Mickey's taken the honours. He is a hard man to beat, as a lot of 4 forwards have found out over a lot of years.
Martin hugging the boundary line with the kick. And out it goes. 84-52, 5.5 minutes to go.
So Wayne Carey's gone, the full forward, picked up by Ashley McIntosh. So the contest between Glenn Jakovich and Wayne Carey is finally over.
And just talking about Carey on this ground, 1 mark today, but his season's high, I was just looking it up, and his season's high, in fact, 11 marks in a game on this ground against Sydney in round 4. So it belies a little of what I was saying as Pickett lays it off to Bell. Bell comes out wide towards right half back. Martin is there. Kemp, who's been very quiet today, close to the boundary line, feeds it back. Williams, could he keep it in? He shovels it towards Cummings. Back it comes to Kemp. They did very well in a confined space. Across it comes to Rintoul in the middle. Nice skills from Dean Kemp there. A veteran of 23 finals, Dean Kemp.
Yeah, good play by Andrew Williams. Kept the ball alive here, and Dean Kemp, great vision. I mean, you expect that from a player of his quality, to find someone instead of just banging the ball along.
Not playing in vintage form at the moment, though, Dean Kemp.
No, he's not.
15 possessions today. And really not a factor. Rintoul. A lot of time on the bench. Just got the goal. He has. So the Eagles keep on coming.
Yeah, he did well, Kemp, because there wasn't much there. Williams was good. Cummings' handball good too. And then Kemp looked up. Simmons got the call. Rintoul didn't squeeze. We'll get a good view here. Didn't squeeze it in by a lot by the line. Oh, it's safe enough. It's a goal. First time today the Eagles get consecutive goals. A bit late. They needed it early, didn't they? 12, 12, 8, 10. But I can remember saying a few minutes ago, North could do a bit of damage on the scoreboard here, but the Eagles have contained them well. Simmons, well done, McCartney. Oh, did okay. Bell to Pike. Carey at full forward, wants it long. Pike wobbles, it won't get that far. Metropolis. Out wide to McKenna. Very good second half by the captain. Inboard to Cousins. Has some space, and he's got Braun wide. He's got Morrison outside him. Uses him now. Morrison down the line. Decides to go to White. It's been a good one all day to go to him. Archer terrific. Williams getting better and better to full forward. Cummings. Martin so strong. Capuano's had not a lot of on-field time. His kick, the whistle blew, I think, for something or other. Wapunda took the mark. Wapunda, but was it? I don't know what it was for, to be honest.
Over the shoulder, he indicated, but how can it be a relay free kick?
Down there?
Oh, I don't know. I told you not to ask me.
Rintoul. Marks in front.
That's right, you've brought the curtains, haven't you?
That's right. How can that be a relay free kick, Dipper?
Got no idea.
Cousins inside the 50, getting over the top. Archer, rather Capuano, back to Pickett.
Oh, he's a marvel.
Pickett to Grant. Wapunda, this will be a good contest. Wapunda and Grant. Wapunda makes it talk, and then cleverly inside. Good play. Well, lots to like about what the Eagles have done in the last 5 minutes, I think. I know the heat's probably gone. Embley with the mark, but they've just kept on coming, kept on coming.
They're going to be there, Bruce, in September. Don't you worry about that, West Coast Eagles. They're a quality unit, and get a few players back in their side. Maybe Bohr, Turnbull, Gardner, of course, didn't play today.
Gehrig's the one. Gehrig's the one.
Fraser Gehrig, yeah, he's the one. You're right there, Dennis.
So versatile and can really hurt you. Oh, it's a goal. They've got 3 in a row.
Oh.
And, you know, you look at the scoreboard now. It is too late. We're less than 3 minutes to go, but it's a lot tighter.
Yeah, quality play here by David Ruapunda. I mean, hasn't had a real big save, but he's been in terrific form all year, particularly playing. There's Byron Pickett, who just decides to take him on. As I said, Ruapunda hasn't had a real big day to his standards, but this is just quality play here. Kept the ball alive and just great vision to find his teammate in Emery. Good football by West Coast Eagles.
I can't imagine Dennis Pagan would be delighted with this finish. Kangaroos have really just become bystanders now. Let's see what they do here. They're up by 20 points, 2.5 minutes to go. The pride has probably been pricked. Simpson goes in, doesn't try too hard, but will have a ball up.
Well, in these conditions, I just think it was always going to be a 12-goal victory, and there it is, the Kangaroos on 12 and West Coast on 9.
Right again, eh?
Thanks, guys.
Wide of the pack, Mainwaring back on the ground is tackled by Clayton. Holding the ball.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
He did.
Oh.
That's the free kick you get when you haven't got a free kick. Clayton goes down towards the pocket. What?
Clayton free kick.
Just going the other way now.
Oh.
I think
Mainwaring's getting the free.
I think Carey might have held on to McIntosh on the goal square or something.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Don't you get too involved, Bruce, as Jakovic comes away. Probing kick inside the 50. Going back is Archer. Archer knocks it towards the boundary line. Bell scuttles in and knocks it across. So boundary throw in with the Kangaroos leading by 20. And they'll move to 8-3. The Eagles will fall to that record. If we talk about the Eagles being there in September, nothing surer than the Kangaroos will be there. Imposing team, this one. Neither forward line has functioned today. They couldn't be delighted with their forward line either. Bellotti, Pickett, in then out. I think that's Stevens in there, dragged off. And Archer with the outside of the boot. Goes towards the boundary line. Braun to Cousins. Minute 45 to go as Cousins pulls it back towards the middle. All Kangaroos, they queue up. And they do it by numbers. Low number wins. McCartney takes the mark.
Played pretty well. He's had a lot of the football. Harvey in the back pocket. Runs hard. Oh, well done, Embley. Got hold of him. Oh, then holding on.
Well, geez, he's a bit stiff. I mean, he's done all the hard work. He had plenty of time, Brent Hard, to get rid of the football. I think he's very unlucky to have that penalised for that one. If anything, I mean, okay, maybe he tried to kick the ball Harvey, but still the tackle was first class, I thought.
So Mickey Martin went back to him. 12, 9, 10.
Kick it long, Mick.
He does. And gets it outside 50. Welsh, big fly, Bellotti, good grab. It was Welsh and McKenna in the front, and then Bellotti over the top. Had his colours lowered early by McKernan. Had a spell on the bench. Fuster did a lot better. But he's a good pick-up, this fellow Bellotti. Unusual type of player. Just sits it up. A few chances here. Probably Cummings and Williams actually got on each other's road in the end. And the ball goes towards the line. Well, nearly at the end of what's been a match that's lacked a bit of rhythm. It's been a tough win for the Kangaroos. They've been on top throughout the day. But I guess West Coast take a bit away with their last 10 minutes. 12, 9, 10. It's a scoreboard that Doug Hawkins wrote in his football record as he arrived at the ground.
They shouldn't have bothered playing the game.
Simpson in the back pocket. Hard and high to centre wing. Out on the full. Yeah, Metropolis to kick it back in. So the Eagles come back to the pack a bit. They join the Bombers and the Kangaroos with their 8 wins. Into the 50, big fly. White gets another possession. Siren sounds. Kangaroos make it 7 in a row. They won 12 in a row going to last year's grand final, so they can put on a streak. Pickett was very good. They really did control the game. Abraham's couple of goals early, and then that early quarter-time break had the game probably nearly won at half-time after the Shannon Grant goal. West Coast had some good moments in the third